Alright, just a great opportunity for our coaches here tonight, great opportunity for Tassie. We've got Coach Peter Hudson, Assistant Coach Andy Bennett, Dale Perry. For Victoria, the All-Stars team, we have Coach Dougie Hawkins, Assistant Coach Robert Grunewagen, and Michael O'Loughlin. Big names, as we say here at North Hobart Oval tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Big names.
Welcome to North Hobart Oval for the 7th annual Relive the Rivalry Classic game here, Legends game that we have here in Tassie, brainchild of James Wiggins, raising money for Muscular Dystrophy Tasmania. My name is Adam Child, you can call me Warnie though, and I'm joined here by Mark Stone.
Warnie, you can call me Stoney, that everybody else does, but it is great to be the home of football, I reckon, Warnie. The best ground in Australia, this ground, the North Hobart Oval. I've seen some many games here, and what a great muscle dystrophy is the cause. And for all these boys that come down, and the Tasmanian and Victorian boys that come together to play in this wonderful game, and crowds building up nicely, Warnie. People come through the gates, and that's what we want to see, people streaming through the gates, Warnie.
It's looking an absolute treat here this evening. The lights are on, plenty of punters all around. As we said, they are still coming in the gates. If you're watching this at home and you're in Hobart, make your way here. It's only $10 to get in for adults, so get yourself in here to see some absolute superstars of the former years of the competition. Not too many around, although we do have a couple of players that are still getting around at the moment and doing a pretty good job. One that I'm very keen to watch is Josh Green, who was recently delisted by Essendon, only 26 years of age. You saw him in the VFL a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, when Wigo said that Josh Green's going to line up, I'm going, hang on a minute, because the sides are getting more competitive this year every year. They bring the new players in. You mentioned before a couple of old stages, but you know, talk about Brad Green, who was a star, but Joshy Green, he's in good nick. I can see he could play AFL football too, young Josh Green.
Yeah, I reckon with my fantasy footy hat on, I might put some money on him to get the most points here this evening, because he will probably spend a fair bit of time on the ball racking up the field for the Tasmanian side. We do have some other debutants. You mentioned Brad Green, so this is his first time that he's playing in this game, and so we're looking forward to seeing him. He's still looking pretty good too. Yes,
I was talking to him at the hotel before, and he still has a kick around the old scholars for those people who follow the amateur competition here in Hobart. Brad Green and one of his former devil, Ian Callanan, goes around in the old scholars, so both those boys still get a kick.
Yeah, Wingnut Callanan, he's looking pretty fit too. He'll be in and under with everything. I reckon he could be on the end of a couple of goals here today as well. Now for the Victorian side, some interesting players that are making their debut. First one, Jason Ackermanis. Now, he is an absolute superstar. He has 3 premiership medallions around his neck. He's got a Brownlow medal, and he is probably the leading handstander of the AFL, I would say.
He patented the idea, didn't he, Warnie? He patented the idea of the handstand.
Well, I reckon Mark Jacko Jackson might have some words about that, but I reckon Acker made it his. Also joining him on debut will be Ricky Chicken Nixon. So he talks a big game too.
Toot, as Ricky says, but you're right. And you know, Daniel Motlock still runs around the Northern Territory getting a kick, and he was in the change room before, and he still goes okay in the Territory, so look out for him to be on the cover.
We're talking about electrifying players. We could see some special things from him, but we do have some of the old stages. The captain of Victoria is Brendan Favola, and last year up in Launceston he turned it on. He was the medalist, the Lucas Peters medalist of the game. He actually won it back in 2014 as well, but his effort inside 50 was something to behold. It was a high-scoring game last year, so we're hoping that that could be the same here to entertain the masses that are piling in to North Hobart Oval.
Moving forward, a great initiative from Wigo. He's brought in a couple of girls, and one of those girls we'll see run out for Victoria is Phoebe McWilliams. I spoke to her before. She's going to play at Geelong next year, and she's a very good female footballer.
Yeah, well, she was at GWS.
She was,
yeah, so
correct.
Yeah, she'll be very interesting. Well, she's probably looking the fittest out of any of the players out here this evening as well, so we might see her on the end of review. And then for Tassie, Netta Lynch, she is the captain of the Glenorchy side, who I was commentating that game a couple of weeks ago back in Lonnie, the TSLW Grand Final, and she was probably the most ecstatic of all the players out there. I'm not sure if this will top the highlight of her career, but it'll be right up there with playing in this game here.
Yeah, it's really interesting, some of the young players, and one of the guys involved, I won't mention names, Peter Hudson walked out, obviously out of the change rooms, and he goes, "Who do you play with in Tasmania?" And I go, one of the young guys, right, I go, he kicked 150 goals in a season when he come back from the AFL, and he's a legend of the AFL. So great to see Peter and Paul involved.
Yeah, very, very exciting. The players are out on the ground at the moment, getting their photos taken. Victorian side are looking pretty happy, up and about. We see Darryl White there. He is the captain. Oh, sorry, no, he's the vice captain of the Victorian side. He's got the long sleeves on, and he's been down here for a few days, and I think he is pretty pumped up about this evening.
I think Darryl White, they're going to adopt him down in Tasmania, I think. He's been down a couple of times, and clubs love him. He's got a great story, and just a great fellow, and just a very happy-go-lucky boy, and just loves people, and it's great to see.
Like Acker, he's got 3 premiership medallions around his neck, the former Lion. Who else are you looking forward to seeing?
Well, just looking through Wigo's list here, Benny Reynolds, who has just retired not so long ago, the former Devonport Glenorchy player, and I think he's a premiership player, actually. So I'm looking forward to him. Russell Robinson, he's going to take a couple of speckies today. He told me in the change rooms before. Russ,
let's hope he gets up there, because he could do it. And you know who else is here that loves a hanger and has the mark of the century next to his name? Sean Smith, and he will. I'm not sure if gravity goes against him these days a little bit, but Sean Smith, who took the mark of the century, I think was it 1996
Brisbane?
Up at the Gabba, up against Brisbane. I think he sat on Gary Lyon's head actually in that one.
I think Gary jokes about that actually sometimes.
And so he will be, I'm sure, keen to do this because he loves playing in these matches. And you also see him in the Legends matches as well, EJ Witten's game.
I lived here in 2001, Wardy.
Yep.
And used to watch North Hobart play. And there was one bloke they called the Wiz, Robbie Devine, and he was a sensational player.
He was, and as a northern bloke, I always loved to go and watch him when he came up north in the state to play his trade in the TFL back in those days.
He used to give it the finger.
And very much so, was an absolute star.
Yeah, so that's there. On just looking at the Victorians, Clinton Brown, obviously a star. Richard Champion, he's going to get the car out late, no doubt about it.
Let's hope so. Surely he does the national anthem for us to get us going.
And Dustin Fletcher's a big inclusion today.
Huge. He played last year as well, and it wasn't long retired, but he looks like he's probably lost weight. Was that even possible?
Fit.
He looks very, very good, and I think he's pretty excited to be here too, although he was complaining about the cold. But I'm sure as soon as these blokes start running around out here, they'll be ready to go.
A couple of years ago, we watched the game, and it might have been a couple of years ago. Ange Christie kicked out from full back. Now, Ange has been known to get the barrel, the torp, but he pulls it out now and then. I'm sure he'll pull it out tonight.
Well, I'll be pulling out the wolf if that's the case, just like the crowds behind him did back in his Carlton playing days. I'm looking forward to seeing him go. He was good last year too, and he's very excited about these matches as well. Also looking at the Victorian side, a couple of swans. Troy Luff's one of them, but I think that Mickey O is someone that we should be pretty pumped about watching here.
Mickey O looks like he hasn't lost it. Mickey O, I think he has missed a really rivalry the time it's been going, and he always turns up and really gives his time. But some of the skills, exquisite skills, even Fletcher go head to head, Adrian Fletcher, who looks at, I don't know how old Fletcher's now, he looks he's
a veteran, but I tell you what, he was looking pretty good in his photo when he was having that taken before. He puffed that chest
Mercury,
out.
Right?
He was. The boys were looking pretty good on the back of the paper there. But when they were getting their photo taken for their little profile shots in front of the sponsor board, probably haven't seen anyone flex as hard as Fletch in that time. He was. They had to tell him that no, your arms need to be down as he was pushing out those bicep muscles.
Yeah, and as you said, Fletcher and Paul DiMartina and Gary Baker. Gary Baker, the old statesman, I won't call him old, but statesman of the
veteran guy.
Rockall. Obviously, if you come down to Tasmania, go to Rockall and Hobart. It's a great little eating place and the best station possible.
very good things, and we've got some great sponsors on board for this evening's game, Origin and also the Tasmanian Eye Institute. They are our joint premium sponsors for tonight's Relive the Rivalry. So make sure if you're tuning in on this on the live stream, you share it around with your friends and they can check out some footy, because we did see probably one of the all-time greatest grand finals last weekend. No footy this weekend. Is there anything better than watching this now?
You know what is really funny, as a football person as I am, and when you love the game, as we know, is that when footy, you sort of get to the end of the year and you're pretty tired, you kind of run down, and you sort of had 27 weeks of football, and you think, looking forward to it. What is it like when there's no football and you've got a Saturday off or a Sunday off or Friday night finishes? What do you do?
Exactly, and this is exactly what you do. You sit down and you crack open a can and you watch a few of the legends of the game run around, and that's what we've got tonight. I know, I was probably about Wednesday, I was feeling, geez, I'm missing footy already, and we're already back into it. We've got this game on this evening, so make sure you are tuning in, you sit back and enjoy the coverage. But if you are in Hobart, get on down to North Hobart Oval. $10 to get in. As you can hear, it's plenty of great music going on as well to get us all pumped up. The beers are flowing, there's plenty of sausages.
Sausages are right next door.
I can smell that. I'll tell you what, if we go quiet at any stage,
you'll know why.
We know why. We're going down to grab one of those snacks. So head on down here to the beautiful North Hobart Oval, which is looking a treat. Lit up very well. These lights are as good as I've seen here.
The ground looks really great. It really is always been a picture ground. New scoreboard there. I've seen that for a while. It's new since I was here last time on the ground. Obviously, a great cause, much appreciated Tasmania, and Relive the Rivalry is the name of the game. But you're going to see and hear some wonderful stories tonight and some action. We talked about Fairwell, I think, a couple of years ago. I think he hit 10 last year.
He did, yes, it was 10. And he looked good. And he's a bit of a gun for hire, really, isn't he?
Actually, there's a couple of stories there. Russell Robinson, I think, played for Doveton this year, and won the flag, I think, in his game. And Fev's going back next year to play at his home side, and it's Hastings, I think, he's going to play. He's going to play down that way, but he's obviously had an operation with his leg there, and his Achilles, so he's going to come back and play also. So two great forwards in the AFL.
Now the Tasmanian team are sponsored by CRB, Chris Rising Builders, so get on board then if you need some building work done, and also Reese. Now the Victorian All-Stars team, ESA Electronic Signage Australia and IMAX Innovative Mining and Construction Solutions are the team behind the Victorian All-Star side. The players are back in the rooms at the moment. Must be getting those pep talks, I think, from the coaches. We need to talk about our coaches. We've got some guns at the game. So the Tasmanian side, Peter Hudson.
The best.
The greatest. And we will be very excited. I think we might need a little bit of a watch on him during our game just to see how he's going, what sort of moves he's pulling, but he's got some pretty good charges underneath him. His assistant coaches, Andy Bennett and Dale Perry. Definitely names that Tasmanian football fans love.
I remember listening to Andy Bennett on the ABC.
Yep. That was back in the mid-90s. Very much loved that.
Was that the year that Tasmania beat Victoria here in front of 25,000 people? And I think Andy Bennett might have been commentating that day.
Yep.
The ABC.
Amazing. That was an amazing day. That's something that I wish, that's one of those ones that I reckon there's a lot of people that tell the story of being here for that one. I wish I could say that I was here for that.
On the Ride Street side of the ground, the pavilion over there, which got burnt down, it's been rebuilt now. Looking at a picture tonight, and people sitting on top of it.
Yeah, that's what footy was. And we also have our runner, John Downey. He's a legend from up my way, up in Launceston. Now for the Victorian All-Stars, Doug Hawkins. He's the coach.
He's looking forward to that. Reece Jones was the coach and had to pull out for certain reasons, but Dougie's happy. But look at his assistant coach.
Welcome to Rivalry. Put your hands together for the Tassie team.
And Michael O'Loughlin and the Tasmanian team are making their way to the ground now. Good theme song to get the boys out there. Crowd is very pumped as the Tasmanians make their way on the ground. They look like a pretty big squad. They've got a few more players. Victorian All-Stars.
You know what I've noticed already? That the runner is the fitness guy, right? He's already saying, okay, do some strides through here, boys. And
a couple are listening.
Yeah, not there.
Not all of them, though.
You imagine not. You'd have to come. You wouldn't.
Number 1, Josh Holland. Number 2, Lukey Faulkner. Number 4, Adrian Fletcher.
So they're really doing their run-throughs, the Tasman boys.
We better have a look at who's at the back of the line. We've got an Atkins there.
Michael Gale. Number 8 making his debut for Tasmania.
As we hear the players all being announced here, the Tasmanian side.
Simon Taylor. Number 15 making his debut, Matthew Lame. Number 17, Todd Struthers. Number 18, the Melbourne champion and Tassie boy, Brad Green. Number 18 as well from the Glenorchy TSLW side, Netta Lynch. Number 21, Matthew Mansfield. Number 22, Paul Hudson. Numbers 23, Simon Atkins. Number 24, the captain, Russell Robinson. Number 27, Josh Green, former Esri champ. Number 28, Robbie Devine. And that makes up your Tasmanian squad, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together for the map.
What a great name
it is.
Hey? It should never be. They had a thing in the paper a few weeks ago. I was reading about trying to get a name for the new
Devils.
Yeah, the Devils.
I think that's come through for our state teams now. So
okay,
whenever there's representative teams, it's good. And that was great back in the day when we had them in the VFL playing under that name, which I think just suits us.
Suits it, does it?
But the map.
But playing
that's
for
what
the map.
Be affectionately known as, I think, if we ever had a team in the AFL.
Traditionalists call it the map, maybe.
I think that's what we would do. And I can just see, you know, would have whatever jumper it would need to be. You can imagine like the heritage jumper, seeing the fantastic.
I actually like the Tassie jumper. I really think it's got something about it because it's got the state of Tasmania in the front. And it's just, yeah, it's got a bit of purity about it.
Yeah, and we do have these jumps. They're brought to us by LRF. They have been a great sponsor of Relive the Rivalry over the years, and we thank Luke Faulkner for these fantastic jumpers. They look great. You'll be able to see those on the live stream.
I was talking to Lukey this morning. I said those jumpers are the best design you've had. They're magnificent. Maybe you can get one, try and buy one. Pretty good jumpers.
I think they actually might even go up for auction after the game. So, check out the details on the Facebook page. If you haven't liked the Facebook page, find that, search that up, Relive the Rivalry, and you'll be able to find all of the information for all this and stay up to date for each year. This is the 7th year this has been going. It's a pretty awesome effort by James.
Yeah, he's an amazing, driven individual, James Wiggins. He's one of those people that eats, sleeps and lives it. And I'll tell you what, I've been really impressed by his social media activity and the way he's promoted his game. You know, all the interviews he's done with the players. I think he's got to be commended for what he's done and support he has. But you know, him and Mickey Peters, he's their idea about what this game means and what it is for. It's great.
We are getting ready for the Victorian All-Stars to come out. Sounds like they can't be far away, but I wonder if they're just waiting on Dougie Hawkins to spit a few words out. What do you think? Do you reckon he wrote some stuff down?
Inspiring words from Dougie Hawkins, no doubt about that. He'd be trying to gee his boys up, and he just him and Groenewegen many years ago. The story goes about the flight from Hawaii where Captain Groenewegen got in the and he knew that this was going to come up about Captain Groenewegen getting in the pilot's seat and saying, "Captain Groenewegen here." So him and Dougie go back a long way.
That would be a good coach's box to be in. To be a fly on the wall for that one. Maybe we should mic them up. It would be very entertaining. Very entertaining. We're still waiting for them to come out. I'll tell you what, they must be pretty inspiring words as the Tasmanian side continue their warm-up.
Maybe they're trying to get these guys to be cold and then they stay in the warmth. And
I'll tell you what, there's probably what they've done in this warm-up for a few of them. It might be a little bit more than what they've done in recent weeks, months, years even.
Sore tomorrow, a bit sore tomorrow, Warnie. You know what, in the old days, remember when the sides used to be in the trains, what would happen? The umpires would go in,
blow the whistle,
run in, blow the whistle. Come on, boys, hurry up. Come on, ups, get them up. Come on, hurry up.
Yes.
So, yes.
We're waiting for them to get out there now. There's a few people out on the ground waiting for them to make their way through, getting the photos ready. The crowd's still coming in. It's fantastic here. Beautiful evening here in Hobart. And we do have the Victorians making their way out onto the ground. Not that he's the captain, but I think Acker's got himself out there, one of the first players out there. He loves a little bit of the limelight, although he's a bit of a different look, Acker, these days. Gone is the peroxide blonde. He's all brown all over now. You probably wouldn't recognise him.
Now, those people who remember Acker when James, the Rocky Club, had him playing 8,000 people at KG5.
Huge.
There was a big crowd versus Clarence was that night, and they had to shut the gates. There's that many people in there, so Acker, I'm sure, we'd love him to come back to Tasmania.
Plenty of them will be enjoying being here for this game and to enjoy the hospitality, especially from the Wool Store where everybody is staying. And it's a very good place. Depends on how many hours of sleep are there tonight, though. Could be a big evening.
Slip out the back door. I've got a really flight tomorrow, so just know when the right time to go.
And thanks to Avis as the transport partner for the RELIVE 2018. And Nat, on our Hawks. And these guys, they won't have the ball to, they won't be blaming the ball for any shots he kicks if they are magnificent.
See how the balls, picking up skills of the players and how they're on the ground, for sure.
The players continue their warm-ups. I'm hoping the Tassie side don't wear themselves out because the big All-Stars did leave them, well, they did wait a while in the rooms as they're getting there. As we see Gary Baker on screen. He's a machine.
Big boy, not bad.
Yeah, I would like to be lining up on him, I'm sure. He will make you pay for every contest as the siren goes. I think the umpires are calling in our captains here. Not that they're listening.
We might see the whole team coming across the line. We've never seen that before, have we? The whole team comes to convergence. Two teams, like the Gladiators morning.
They could almost get there and just stare each other down for what will be a massive contest.
The Australian National Anthem warning.
Hairs stand up on the back of the neck when you hear that, no matter where it is. You were at the G last week.
I was, actually.
That would have rivaled that.
It was the most electrifying grand final I've seen in many years. It was just every seat was full. 100,022 people that were there. Just witnessed one of the best grand finals you ever want to see. And tonight, you know what? I'm really happy. The crowd's good.
Yes.
Boy, the crowd is really good tonight. It's, they're coming in. They're still coming in through the gates. The food stalls up there are doing well. So we're in for a good game.
Looking forward to it. Looks like the captains are making their way to the middle. We've got a few of them heading there to the middle there with Fletch, the skipper of the Tasmanian side. That is Adrian Fletcher. Or are they going out of position? They already done the toss.
We didn't see that.
Didn't see that happen. They snuck that one through, possibly, unless the Tasmanian side are just trying to be quite smart and
the old Teddy Whitten.
Just get them.
Teddy Whitten used to go toss the coin and go, we're going that way.
Perfect. As they do move out in position, it looks as though if I was a betting man, I would say that the Tassie side will be kicking to the left of screen, kicking towards the highway.
He's on the other side, so they're going that way.
Oh, because I was just looking at Justin Fletcher. Oh, hang on. So no, he's heading up to the Horry stand here. So Tassie's heading towards the western side of the ground.
Down, which is the Letitia Street end. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to get ready for the big match between.
Rightio, we are in readiness. Relive the rivalry to get us going. For the first bounce, will they bounce it? Or will let Mark Stone tell you? Well, I would be if I was under the pressure to do that.
So we've got Dale White on Adrian Fletcher in the middle, Peter Street in there. Just trying to pick up the Victorian ruckman.
That would be Andrew McLean.
Yeah, it is, correct.
Still playing up at Lilydale. Ball goes up in the toss, and the first hit out was one, and Fletcher's got the first clearance out of the middle, and he delivers straight to full forward. And quick play on, no marks being taken there. Oh, Fletcher off his, out of the air, and Darryl White, he picks it up, the handball out the side, gets it through to Champion handballs over the top. We'll see that slider up the line for Vola, trying to be on the end of that, just outside 50 at the moment, but the Tasmanian side look as though they're ready to clear that up. But Fev gets his hands on it, snaps it around the corner, and there is our first goal of the evening. Brendan for Vola, and it's only taken 43 seconds.
It was like a little Irish kick there, Warren. He got a little kick to himself. Just you never lose it, do you? You never lose it.
Makes it look good, makes it look easy. Brendan Favola, the skipper of the Victorian All-Stars, gets the first score on the board, and the Vics one goal straight to Tasmania to score.
They've given Benny Reynolds a big job for Fevin.
It's a job.
He's gone past his Fev, just kicked a little Irish kick up to himself.
Back in the middle, even hit out there once again. The clearance has been won by the Tasmanian side, and Josh Green gets that out to the forward flank. Mark's been taken, played on quickly, gets it to Fletcher. Fletcher looks for the handball, no, but he chips it around the corner, and he's found Robbie Devine, who's unable to get that happening. Callanan kicks up, and I think we've got Hudson. Hudson kicks to the goal square, open in the goal square. Look at that, way too easy there for Russell Robertson, the vice-captain of the side, and he's looking to respond. He will. Well, he probably should, because he's going to be kicking from about 15 metres out. Pretty much directly in front.
Next year we've been to the goal square. They put the big goal squares in.
Exactly. He goes in, and on that right boot, he puts that one through, and Russell Robertson has the first one for the Tasmanian side, and we are a goal apiece here. Only a couple of minutes into Relive the Rivalry number 7 at North Hobart Oval.
There's a bit of a trend happening. Already I'm seeing Adrian Fletcher doing what he likes. That's the man him up soon, Morty.
They will. He's doing what he wants, and he's doing a bit of front running in that too. I think he wants to get himself on the end of a couple of goals as well, the way he's moving out there. But look at him in the middle. He is a fit individual. And up there with one of the oldest men out of the ground. Robbo's doing some on-ground interviews as the Vics get the clearance this time, and that one is through Jason Ackermanis. But the mark has been taken there. Oh, the Tasmanian defender, can't see who that one is. Yep, there it is. That's Brad Green. He's spending a bit of time in the back line. He goes off the mark. Fev wasn't happy about that one, and he opts to play on over the wing over here on the broadcast side, and the mark there's been taken by Styles. Found Fletcher. Fletcher goes long. That's a barrel. And that's gone over the bend. We'll have a boundary throw in around about 40.
There's a couple of Fletcher lookalikes out there. I'm
Silver Foxes.
There's a little tint in the hair.
Did they go and do that in the pub last night?
No, they did.
A bit of a wash or get the
silver. Karaoke was happening.
Exactly. All right. And the Vics have been able to win this through, and we're seeing through there Andrew Rains. He's been tackled very strongly by Brad Green, and holding the ball, advantage has been paid, and Fletcher's on the end of that. Jeez, he might be the fantasy points winner. He's been racking up a few already, and we see the first touch there for Phoebe McWilliams as the Vics try to clear this from defence. They are unable to do that because that trickles over the boundary line.
Andrew McLean was salary. He still plays Lily though, as you said before.
Yep.
He's 45.
He's a veteran.
And he still does well.
And still dominates.
Yeah.
Still dominating. He's a big man. I don't think anyone gets near him in the ruck in the NTFA. McWilliams picks that up and gets the handball out. And that's there in the number 7. I think that was Ange Crystal. We've got Russell Robertson. He's giving it off, and they're raffling it. And Russell Robertson ends up with it in his hands. They racked up a few more points there in fantasy because they kept the disposal up. But Russell Robertson has finished with the goal there for the Tasmanian side, and that is the second goal for the Tasmanian boys. And they are straight 12 to Victoria All-Stars with 1
If
goal.
you think about the fantasy footy, if you get 3 handballs in a row, how many points is that?
Well, you get 2 points for a handball, so you rack it up 6 points in that, which is not bad, and you're on your way to that 100 mark. That's what you want. If you get 100 in a game, we're pretty happy with it.
So the wild 1-2 is worthwhile if you're...
They are good. We like the little the ball hogs.
You have to tell
Tom
me.
Mitchell's the man that you want when you're playing AFL fantasy. And in here, I think it's Adrian Fletcher at the minute, the way he's going. As we're back here, and Darryl White, one of those handballs over the top there. That looks pretty good.
Really?
Sean Smith kicks towards the forward line and holding ground very nicely there. Tasmanian defence. Who's got the ball? Fletcher. Mark kicked there, but that's been chopped off, and we've got Andrew Rains, former Lion. He kicks to another former Lion, Darryl White.
Red boots on. Got the red boots, orange boots.
Ready for a big game there, I would say, if he's got those ones on. And he gets it back again. I'll tell you what, this could be the mark. Be kicking just on the 50-metre arc. Do you think he's still got this in his legs?
This will be interesting to see how the hamstrings are at this point. He's going to go barrel.
He has gone the barrel. What's the goal umpire doing? He's getting in position, but it's been marked. And who's taken it? Brendan Favola snaps around and puts that one through. And the Vics have now got their second goal. Scores a level here at North Hobart Oval. And we are 6.5 minutes into Relive the Rivalry number 7.
Fev's got his 2 daughters down today, which is a great thing. And Fev's got the green boots on today, which is a great thing.
Is a good thing to have family. That's what footy's all about, having your family involved, and Fev is a great family man. I'll tell you what, he's been looking pretty good so far. He's kicked 2. Russell Robertson's kicked 2.
Shootout.
Could be an absolute shootout.
What do you reckon? Shootout.
Let's see if we can have double-figure goals for each of those big goal kickers. They were very good when they were playing AFL. We'll see if that continues. Darryl White gets a clearance, Acker's in the middle, he kicks long inside 50, but it's been chopped off by the defence. But it's Favola who's tapping it to himself, he's right deep in the pocket, turns around the corner! Holy huts! He has put that one through and he points out in the crowd. He knows how good that was. Brendan Favola has kicked Victoria's 3rd goal, his 3rd goal, and they lead 18.
Warning.
That was special.
That was very special, right? Last time I've seen them do that was Ian Cullen back in 2001 for the Devils.
Yes.
On the left foot though. But is the coach going to be wise enough to say, Brendan, come off the rest, son. You kicked 3 in the first 5 minutes. Come on.
Well,
would you do that if you were a coach?
I would. I think people have got their money's worth just seeing Fev kick those first 3 goals. So he doesn't need to stay there, but I reckon he'll want to stay there. He could set a record for goals in the Relive the Rivalry games. Tassie side, go forward.
Yes, he's got it.
The mark's been taken there by Russell Robertson. The shootout, it's on. He'll be kicking from around about 40. He's on a 45-degree angle. We're right behind him.
He would have kicked goals here like that. He would have done that even before.
He would have done, and he started it. It's drifted across the face. We have our first minor score of the day. Could be a handy point, as they say. But all scores have been scored today by Brendan Favola and Russell Robertson, as we've seen so far. 8.5 minutes into this first quarter, and the Victorian side lead by 8 points.
That's Phoebe's got the ball. She goes to centre wing and finds the Victorian player there. I can't quite pick up at the moment.
Sean Smith on the end of that one, unable to get Gaddy Dodds on that first, probably a free kick for in the AFL these days with that one, but they are working very hard underneath that ball. The Tasmanian defence have been holding up pretty well, apart from whenever Fev's anywhere near the ball, and they've cleared this out. They're on the half-back flank, and Matthew Mansfield has the mark. He kicks up the line, and the mark there has been taken by Jason Ling. Ling on the half-back flank, he's looking up the ground. He keeps going up the wing, up on the outer wing here at North Hobart Oval. Mark's been dropped there by Netta Lynch, but she recovers very quickly. Turns around and a great kick there, and that's been taken by Simon Atkins. The long sleeves kicks it over to Errol Bourne. Now here's a hard man of Tasmanian footy. He kicks that, chips over, and the mark there taken by Trent Stanton. Speedy Stanton in his first game here, just recently retired, gives it to Josh Green. Josh Green! Oh boy! Hope there's no scouts that are trying to look for a 26-year-old former Lions and Bombers player, because that was an absolute stinker.
Yeah, he could have got that easy. Ball comes out, Luff takes the mark. There's been a free kick though, Warnie. In the back. That Paul Simon's
got Atkins, yep. He elects to play on. Mark's been taken by Langmay. He plays on quickly and the ball goes into the forward line. And the marks there been taken by Mark Colgrave. Played some state cricket as well.
He did.
Given that one off, probably the wrong way, and it's been chopped off by the Vic All-Stars, and we have Phoebe Williams in the back pocket, who's racked up a couple of touches so far. Direct kick, she's able to get that away. And we've got Richard Champion, handball out wide, and I think we've got Daniel Mop making his debut in Relive the Rivalry. He's been able to pick it up. He's got the handball over to Sean Smith. Sean Smith has kept it in. No, he hasn't. Says that one will be thrown in. Pretty much on the outer wing, almost centre wing here.
Moving with some people in the stand over there, which is great to see over in the old Wright Street stand over there. Fabulous.
Jealous of those people over there that are sipping on their beverages at the minute, because that would be quite nice right now as Sean Smith gets the handball out. And the Vic's going to attack once again. Who they look for? Goal line! He's taken the mark. Or was it juggled over the line? Nah, they're going to pay that one. Oh, what are they? They are throwing it in.
I think he touched it before it went over the line.
And the bloke throwing this in here, he's a bit of a legend around Tassie at the moment. The Bev.
Is that the Bev? Is that the Bev?
He's got his own Facebook show every Sunday night. I tune in. And that was probably one of the best bounding throw-ins I've ever seen in my life. Fev gets on the end of that one, trying to be a midfielder, clearing that one out, but unable to get anywhere. The Tassie side get through with Josh Green. He handballs out over the top, and Todd Struthers is working in unison with that defence, and they're working pretty well. They've done the switch, they've moved it right out to the other side of the ground.
Is it the Wiz, is it? The Wiz?
Robbie Devine, he gets it over to Fletcher. Piercing kick into the middle towards Errol Bourne. He moves it on quickly to Atkins. Atkins chips it over. Errol Bourne keeps running. He's working hard. Stanton kicks towards full forward. And no mark paid there. The big Simon Taylor has put that one through.
He was a devil too. Simon Taylor was a good player. Good big ruckman.
Spent some time on Hawthorn's list.
He did.
There we go. That's what we're waiting for. Ange Christou kicks that one out for fullback, and the crowd gives us a wolf. But the Tassie side has just done pretty well. He's chopped off a bit. We see Errol Bourne lines up, but he goes across the face. It's not going to make the distance. No mark taken there. Trying to kick it off the ground. Christou trying to get over the top of that one. Netta Lynch couldn't make that happen. The umpire has found a free kick. Oh, no!
Is that Acker? Is that Acker?
There we go. Robinson on the board again for Tasmania. They take the lead.
Russell Robinson kicked that one, I think.
Did he?
Sounds like it. So, that is 3 goals for Russell Robinson, 3 goals for Brendan Favola. And this is a very good game so far. As we said, a shootout. It's all happening.
You know what we find? These boys will just keep themselves. They'll keep a bit of energy for the last quarter. In the last quarter, you'll see them go helpful. They're trying a bit of competitive juices there, Warnie.
Tasmania holding a 2-point lead. We're back in the middle, but it is Acker who clears that out to Darryl White. White spins around, gets the handball through, gets it back himself, chips it over the top to full forward, and it is Brendan Favola with a one-hander. He's pulled that one down. And in the green boots, he's ready to line up his fourth as the shootout continues.
Hey, Warnie, you know when you got it, you never lose it. You've always got it. Haven't you?
I reckon Carlton would love to have him right now sitting in the forward line if he could do this.
He'd love a bit, I'm sure.
He would. He's lining up. Inside, just inside 50. He does not make any mistake with that, and he has kicked his 4th goal. Fev is loving his life down here at North Hobart Oval for Relive the Rivalry, as brought to us by our joint premium sponsors Origin and the Tasmanian Eye Institute.
He's never played half forward in his life either, so I'm not sure what's going on. Good on you, mate.
Ball goes up in the middle.
In the lead by 4 points.
And Langmaid is in the ruck there for the Tasmanian side. We've got Paul Kennedy, the Glenorchy coach. Gets that through, kicks towards who? Brendan Favola. He's taken the mark.
Now, you're coaching Tasmania, Warning. What are you going to do? What would you do?
I'm going to take some out of the trade period at the moment, try to get Dustin Fletcher to switch sides and put him on him.
Well, that could
That's
possibly
what I would do.
happen.
I think that's the only way we can do that. And we're marking this one down.
Already.
Brendan Favola. For goal number 5, he has put that one in. 5 goals in the first quarter.
Well, how long have we been going for?
Less than 16 minutes.
He kicked 5.
And he's kicked 5. And
He
an
can actually-
amazing start.
He can actually break a record
He
at
could.
this rate.
This is absolutely sensational what we're seeing at the moment. Brendan Favola on fire in the forward line. Have not seen a domination line.
I'd have to, whoever's for,
So what would you do if you were the coach?
Actually,
mate? If you were Peter Hudson, what would you be thinking?
well, I'm getting Richard Champion. I'm getting Michael Lofton. I'm all getting them all there.
The Tasmanian side, the defence is having to work extra hard, and Michael Stiles has the mark on the half-back flank. He kicks up the wing, but it's just been chopped off straight away by Ackermanis. Ackermanis gives it off to Clinton Brown, who kicks inside the forward 50, not to Favola. The handball's there. It's gone up to Metcalf, and the Tasman side is going to be able to clear through. Dutchy Holland, Josh Holland, the Latrobe, the legend there, has got that through. And the Tasmanian side are out, and we've got it with the main man, Adrian Fletcher, on the wing.
Do you know I keep getting mixed up with Michael Stiles? They look exactly like twins.
They do. Silver Foxes. Fletcher kicks that to Callanan. He's unable to take that one down at his toes. Not sure how we're going to clear here, but the Tasmanian side has been able to do that. Quick play on there, and could we have a goal from Jason Ling? We do. Jason Ling, 42's kicked his first goal. That's Tasmania's 4th goal, which takes them to 4-2-26. Trailing the Vicks at the moment, been beaten by Brendan Favola.
Now, I don't think Victoria's won any of these games yet. I think Tasmania's won every game. I may be wrong.
I think that's the case. We might have to just check back in the record books.
And I reckon Victoria just said, you know what, Reece is not here. We're going to have a crack. We're going to try and win this game today without Reece. The new coaching panel, Dougie Hawkins, Robert Gronoway, have said, nah, we need to try and win the game.
The Vicks are looking ready to kick another goal there. And Rains handballs it over the top. He wants a 1-2. Good fantasy flying that one. Rains got on a half-forward flank, kicks inside to Darryl White, who's taken the mark. He'll like to line this one up.
Darryl White got the barrel here.
He used to love doing that, didn't he?
Yeah.
Darryl, we hear from the crowd, but he gives it off to Fev, who's in a much worse position, but in much better kicking form.
You know they're going to try and do. You know those little kicks you kick backwards 10 metres to get to the full forward? Yeah, I'm 25 out, but hang on a minute, we're going sideways.
You just need to man up on Fev no matter what here at the
Yeah,
moment.
he's 50 out.
18.5 minutes into this first quarter. Fev doesn't quite make the distance, but it's been marked there by Darryl White, who gave it to Fev. They're just playing with each other here at the moment.
They've scripted it. I'm going to wrestle them, all right? They're going to script this.
Darryl White spins around the corner and puts that one through, and almost a little bit sad to put this one next to his name. It's the first goal that isn't next to Favola's name for the Victorian All-Stars that have now kicked 6 goals. They're leading the Tassie side at the moment. So Victoria 6 goals straight, 36 to Tasmania, 4 goals to 26.
At quarter time, Peter Hudson, he's going to have to pull something out of the hat for sure, because he's got no answers at the moment. No answers at all.
The Victorian All-Stars team sponsors ESA Electronic Signage Australia and IMAX. Innovative mining and construction solutions. Will be pretty happy with their side as we approach the end of the first quarter. Tasmania through Josh Green gets the clearance. No marks been taken. He played on pretty quickly there. Then Big Peter Street gets the handball over the top, and we're going to see Paul Hudson put that one through.
As he's done it many times, Warnie kick a goal here at North Hobart. Paul Hudson's a good goal. His junior days especially.
Made that look easy too.
That was a really important goal. Really wanted goal for the
Tasmanian side important goal for them. They now trail by 4 points to the Victorian Bev Stars, who are looking very, very good with big Brendan Favola.
Well, he's made a move, Peter Hudson's brought Ben Careless, former Devil and Glenorchy player, onto the ground.
Much needed change as we're in the middle, and the pick up there by Phoebe Williams, GWS, and she'll be a Geelong player next year in AFLW as the Victorian All-Stars go forward. Mark's been taken, handball off, given to Daniel Motlop, who goes long. Is it going to be long enough? Not quite. Well,
they're getting hungry, the Victorians.
Went through 4 behind. That's Victoria's first behind of the game. That's 6-1, 37. Tasmania 5-2, 32.
This quarter might go a long time. Are they set quarters?
I'm not sure. I've got a feeling.
Maybe 25.
Yes, no, it might be 25 flats. Had a few goals scored though if we were playing time on. Got Fletcher in the middle. He switches across. Mark's being taken there by Todd Struthers. Struthers up the wing. Another good mark taken by Paul Hudson. He plays on quickly. Ian Callanan keeps a nice slow pass and gives that off to the Glenorchy. TSL is full forward and Netta Lynch.
That was the pass.
I don't reckon that went the buzzer eye level.
Like a rocket.
That was good. Ian Callanan. Here's spent some time with the Adelaide Crows. Bit of time over.
He was another curated recruit.
He was. That's what we like. When you're building your fantasy team next year, just make sure you get them curated recruits in there. Good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lynch.
I've got one for you, too. I'll tell you.
Lining up. And on the right boot. She makes absolutely no mistake. She puts that one through and she puts Tasmania in front. They are now up by a solitary point as we approach the end of the first quarter here at North Hobart Oval in Relive the Rivalry. Number 7.
The on-air announcement's going down this week. That was a great result.
Very good goal there from Netta Lynch. For Origin, the Tasmanian Eye Institute, our premium sponsors for Relive the Rivalry 7. The Tassie side have got a bit of a spark here through that, and they're going forward again. Inside 50. And the mark has been taken there.
Luke Faulkner.
Man behind these jumpers. Have a look at these jumpers on the live stream.
LRF is the name of his company.
Look very, very good. And can he do a night? Can he put this one through for the Tasmanian side? It's been the Fev show so far, and you'd probably be watching this thinking the Vic All-Stars have been dominating. He's fallen short. Bit of a fly there. I think that was Darryl White going up. It's gone over the boundary line. We're going to have a boundary throw in right next to the behind the post at the Corrie Gorringe stand end here at North Hobart Oval. Darryl White directing some traffic there. Nice big throw in. And Josh Green snaps around the corner. And he's going to mark that one down. And I'm going to mark that one down. And the Tasmanian side are getting a couple of late goals here. Very important late goals to help them out heading into the quarter time break. They are 7-2-44. They hold a 7-point lead over the Vic. All-Stars, 61-37.
Pretty hard to believe that Tasmania actually leading the game at the moment because it's been dominated by Victoria.
And especially with every forward entry for Victoria, they're looking at Fev, and he's not missing it.
And kicking goals.
Kicking snags, as he would say as well. He's loving that out there at the moment. He wants the ball in his hands again. They probably need this one. McWilliams, she gets the clearance there, gets it out to White. White pops it over the top there to Motlop. Motlop gives it off there to the former block winner, Steve O'Donnell, who looks towards full forward. No mark's been taken. No one's keen to get their hands on the ball. Fev dives on it. Unable to get his hands on the ball, and I reckon the boundary umpire...
Now, in the rules there, could have been a free kick for Tasmania because that's rules changing.
That would have been called, I reckon, last week at the MCG. Ball goes up. We're up with big Gary Baker. Hard to move him out of the way. Fev grabs it though, snaps around the corner. You're kidding me. You're kidding me. He has kicked another goal. That is number 6 right on the siren. Holy hat, Brendan Favola. You are an absolute machine. I'm going to run out of space here to mark down his goals. He's kicked 6 of them in the first quarter. Unbelievable. He's got 6 of the Victorian All-Stars 7-1-43. They're 1 point behind Tasmania 7-2-44.
Yeah, we're probably going for a break in a moment, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kev gets tied down. They might have been timed with a fence warning to try and keep off the
only way that can happen. This is it. I reckon Gil McLaughlin needs to come down. We don't want 6-6-6 zones. I reckon get Fev right out of that forward line. That's the only way the Tasmanian side can do anything here. Thank you for tuning in so far. We're a quarter down of Relive the Rivalry number 7, raising money for Muscular Dystrophy Tasmania. We have a very close game with the Tasmanian side leading the Victorian All-Stars by 1 point. We'll be back shortly.
Down here with Mark Cosgrove, ladies and gentlemen, and Colgrave. Sorry, I did that to you again, didn't I? Colgrave. Cat, you're playing centre forward last quarter. Now you're moving on to Brendan Favola. Brendan Favola. Oh, risky stuff. He kicked 6 in the first quarter there, Cat. Mark Colgrave reckons Brendan Hughes. Bev, you're on track for 24 goals in this game, mate. How are you feeling? Yeah, I've only got many more than you, mate. Last time he kicked 7 goals, 10? Nah, 10 goals. Oh, sorry, my bad. I should know your stats better than that. Brendan Favola on track for 24. Out here with mounted umpire Jacob Beavis. Bev, how are you feeling, mate?
Well, not the straight to Favola, so that's what I was going.
Really? What do you say?
I wasn't happy with the decision over there. Go with it. We'll play
And how you feeling about the upcoming Hurricanes?
Exciting.
So you're more pumped about the next 3 quarters?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Yeah, but I'm excited for home.
You got a woohoo for us?
Woohoo, you beauty!
Jacob Beavis from the Bev Show, ladies and gentlemen, there he is. One of the local celebrities down here in Hobart. Second quarter about to get underway here. Umpire follically challenged about to throw it up.
We're back here for the second quarter of Relive the Rivalry at North Hobart Oval. The Tasmanian side lead by a point. And here's Stoney.
Yeah, it's a big street. He goes and ruck, gets it down to his Victorian or his Tasmanian counterpart in the forward, up to the forward line, and a great pass coming out, taking a mark.
It's Robbo.
Robbo.
It's
How is
Russell
Robbo kicked, Morning?
He's kicked 3 so far, leading goal kicker for Tasmania. It looked like it was going to be just him and Fev kicking goals in the first quarter. Fev's got 6.
He's 40 out, Warning. 40 out, drop punt.
There we go, Brad Green.
He makes no mistake with
does
that.
not move the goal umpire. That's 6 points to the Tassie side. So score at the moment, I think it's what is it, 8-2? What is it? The score doesn't come up.
It's great that we've got our plenty of sponsors on board, but they flick up just before we try to read it. So Tassie are 8-2-50. Victoria 7 goals for 1.
7-1.
7-1, I think it was.
No, it was.
I think it was.
All right.
That's what we got. We are here, and it's all happened pretty quickly there. That first goal of the second quarter at North Hobart Oval for Relive the Rivalry number 7. And we're back in the middle, and Fletcher's underneath. Oh no, that would be Josh Holland, is it?
Is it Richard Champion, is it?
But it's the Troy Luff has the ball on the wing for the Vics, and he kicks up forward, and he's found Motlop. Motlop kicks wide and gives it to Fev. He's tucked in the pocket. Fev
He's actually caught one around
around the scone. It's a pretty rough head. Old Fev's there too. But I don't think it's going to affect him as he lines up for what could be goal number 7.
If he kicks
He's having a chat to the people in the crowd too.
If he kicks this, he's going to get big high fives already.
This will be pretty exciting. Brendan Favola, tight on the boundary. Lines up. And across the face, doesn't make the distance. And Tasmanian defence under a bit of pressure. And we've got Gale. I think he saw that one over the line. And our little man, Bev, he's going to be throwing this one in.
How many fouls has Bev got?
Thousands, I would say. People love tuning in. There's hundreds watching every Sunday night.
So he just in his lounge room?
In his bedroom.
And talks about what?
Footy. He loves his racing. He's switched on. He loves his Hurricanes as well.
Oh, okay.
He's going to have to try to catch up to this one because the Tasmanian side swung this up the wing pretty quickly, and Errol Bourne, outside 50 at the moment, kicks to the hot spots. No mark's been able to be taken. Paul Williams, he tries to get that. He's tackled, but he does get rid of it to Champion. Ange Christou, he sells the dummy. But the Tasmanian side, goal through Robbie Devine.
The Wiz would
What's he done?
He would never miss that.
What's he done?
In his 500 games he played at North Hobart, he never missed a goal here at
He
North
would know
Hobart.
every spot of this ground.
He would. He would.
Especially inside that forward 50 there, as Andrew Rains has the ball for the Vic All-Stars. He goes over the top of Champion. Nice pick up there by Russell Robinson, who is feeling it at the moment. Gives it off, and Mark, yes, it has been taken. A snap around the corner. That has gone through. And that has been taken by Matthew Mansfield.
Matty Mansfield kicked it. Not a bad left footer snap, actually.
Looked pretty good.
Don't see me really. Those left footers, when they get the ball, they're like poetry in motion. Who's without notice, right? Who's some of the left footers over the years that you've liked?
Well, I think actually, is Jason Ackermanis? He's a left footer, isn't he?
He's a right footer, isn't he?
Oh, jeez, maybe I'm not thinking the
Now,
right way.
for the older listeners, Neville Fields
Right.
from South Melbourne Essendon was a good left footer.
Yep.
There's been a whole lot. We'll think about that during the
We'll have a look.
call.
We'll have a look at some of the best left footers. We've seen a couple. Not sure how much is going on both sides of the body here tonight, but that was a very good left foot goal as we see the Vics get themselves heading forward. Big kick inside 50 towards the goal square. Fev sits over the top. Gone to play on. He has it. Oh
Yeah.
my!
Hey, was that a
Gosh.
push? Was that a push in the
What's
back?
the umpire saying here? They've given the all clear, and that is Fev's 7th goal.
Was that a push in the back?
I think it was. He sat on top.
Good battle down there, Cat.
Wowee.
That was off the ground. He was on the ground on his back, Warnie.
I don't think I could throw it onto my foot to be able to do that. Yet he's been able to do that on the ground and put that through for his 7th goal.
People forget the Millennium game, Warnie. I was there
Yep,
when Fev
Yeah,
burst on the
debut.
scene. Kicked 10.
he did. And he had
Against Collingwood?
I think he had a, it was against Collingwood on the New Year's Eve.
It was.
I heard, it must have been in his book or I heard it somewhere. He had a couple of quarter pounders before the game as well, I think. Fev, picture of fitness as we see Daniel Motlop. He's got the ball just outside 50, chips inside, and he gives it to Acker. Acker wastes no time, turns around and puts that straight over the top of the goal umpire's head, and that's his first goal of the evening. And the Vics have now got themselves in front.
10 goals. They're 63, I think it is, and a bit of rally from the Vics. They've really had a bit of a charge at quarter time by the coaches.
Must have got some great words there from Doug Hawkins and his assistant coaches Robert Gronewagen and also Mickey O. Michael O'Loughlin, the former Swans great.
Yeah, one of these games you want to say, I'll come off the rest, coach. You know, I don't want to have the limelight too much, but when you got Fev down forward, just kicking goals off the back, off he's sitting on the back, pretty bizarre.
Pretty amazing. As the Tassie side look to clear, but Acker kicks that off the ground and kicks that forward towards Motlop, unable to pick that ball up. And the Tassie side through Brad Green gets the handball out to Josh Holland. Josh Holland's looking very fit and a long kick up towards the half-forward line. Errol Bourne. Oh, is he pushed in the back? No, the umpire puts the whistle away. McWilliams gets a handball over the top to Rains. Rains unable to pick that up. Gale wasn't able to get that either. As the Vics trying to get that through Brown. Brown to Williams. Williams kicks up to the half-forward, but it has been chopped off by the Tasmanian defence.
I remember watching Josh Holland playing a grand final, Warnie, for North Launceston. Would that be right? Before he went to Latrobe.
Yep.
Josh,
So I think came from Latrobe and then had a year under Zane Littlejohn.
Yeah, and did he win the medal?
I think he might have done in the grand final.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
He was very good. Had a great season there with the Northern Bombers as the Tasmanian side look to shoot what will be their 3rd goal of this second quarter through Brad Green, who has taken the mark. That was chipped back to him very nicely there.
Now, Brad Green might be a left footer, is he?
Let's have a look. He wouldn't be kicking this on his right if he is a right footer. He is a left footer, and we'd put him in the conversation. Definitely is one of the best Tasmanian left footers, and he has put that one through for a goal. Brad Green, number 18 for the Tasmanian side. Former Melbourne captain, I think he had a year as captain.
I'll tell you what, when you look at it, the great Tasmanian players you've had, play VFL football, AFL football over the years, and see something out of here tonight, Brad Green, one of those, it just sends a really nice feeling to your heart.
It does, and you just sort of think about what we could have had if we had our own Tasmanian AFL team and some of these guys rolling around in that.
I wish we had an SMS machine or a feedback machine.
We won't get started on that. We could be here chatting about
all night
why we should have a team, but we've got a fantastic contest here at the moment as Josh Green gives that off to Josh Holland, and the mark has been taken inside 50 by a Silver Fox there, and that is Michael Stiles, not Adrian Fletcher.
It looks like Adrian Fletcher, but it's not.
They've got very similar barbers as Stiles lines up, kicks from around 40, and it's going to drop a little bit short. Unfortunately, that's been touched over the line and through for a behind. The Tassie side, 10 goals for 64, are leading by 9 points over the Victorian All-Stars.
Is that a drop kick? I just seen a drop kick.
Was it really?
Oh, yeah.
And hit a target too. Let's see how we go here on the wing. Andrew Rains is chasing that down. He does pick it up just inside, keeps it inside, hugged right on the boundary line, handballs over the top, very tight here. And Acker kicks up the line. Troy Luff unable to take the mark as he just got under that a little bit too much. He follows that up with a tackle, but it is a very nice clearance, and the Tasmanian side, through a string of handballs, are able to get that out, and we see Jason Ling head that up towards the half-forward line. Richard Champion is underneath that one for the Victorian side. No one's been able to get their hands on it or get a clean possession away as the ball is locked in there. The umpire comes in and will ball that one up.
Haven't seen too many ball-ups tonight. It's been very open, flowing, flying football, Warnie.
Yes, very. It's been a shootout, as we said. And we might see another goal here as Tasmania go forward through Ling. A high kick up onto the half-forward flank. And Callanan, probably the smallest bloke on the ground, picks that up, kicks, delivers to full forward. And a quick play on there from Speedy Stan and hits the post, does he? Yes, he does. And that's a behind there for the Tasmanian side. 10-6-66. Oh, hang on, did they put that up before I was ready? 10-5-65. Victoria 9-1-55. 10-point lead to the Tasmanian side.
I was listening to Ian Cullen and Speedy Stan before the game. That's all planned. That's staged. They were going to pass to each other, no doubt about that.
WWE. That's what it's all about. The Vics are out here through Jason Ackermanis, former Brownlow medalist. And that is picked up there by Clinton Brown. Oh, no, hang on. Ben Reynolds, that was. Through Paul Hudson, up towards full forward. It has been chopped off there by Steve O'Donnell. Mark taken there by Nathan Brown for the Tasmanian side in the long sleeves. He kicks to the hot spot. Mark isn't taken there by Simon Taylor. Darryl White is able to clear that out and pick that up. And the Vic All-Stars, they're trying to get their way out of there. Oh, Darryl White on the end of that one again. He's doing a lot of those handballs. We love to see what he looks like with those. It is very good. Andrew Rains chips up, and Mark's taken there by Acker. Acker on the right boot. I reckon he is a right footer. I've probably got that completely wrong. Russell Robinson.
They're double teaming now, Fev. They're double teaming him.
So Russell Robinson, he wants to actually be the leading goal kicker here, and he's moved to the back line whenever the ball...
Maybe he's going to kick goals for Victoria.
Don't know, because they've all got single goal kickers. Acker's kicked one and Darryl White's kicked one, but the rest of all, Brendan Favola at this point of the game. As Josh Green on the outer wing kicks up to the half-forward line, but it's been chopped off by Dustin Fletcher. Haven't called his name too many times tonight. And Steve O'Donnell, former block winner.
Yeah.
He kicks up and goes inside 50, a bit of a wobbly tumbling punt.
Reynolds.
And we have a Reynolds get the ball through there. And here at the moment, Struthers has the ball, kicks, tumbling punt too. Some of the skills have gone downhill, but a big line up towards Favola. He gets underneath it. Brad Green. Nope. Acker puts that one through. That was a goal. I think the groans from the crowd was because it wasn't Fev kicking that one. And that was Jason Ackermanis kicking his second goal of the quarter and his second goal of the game.
Imagine, Warnie, having Favola and Ackermanis in the forward line together.
It's amazing.
And both love a goal. Love a goal.
It's amazing. These boys are just loving life out there at the moment. What they can do. The Victorian side trail by 4 points. We are 13 minutes into the second quarter here. 25-minute quarters we play. Flat time as the ball is back in the middle.
There's a bit of talk out there too. You hear the boys chirping a bit, so there's a bit of talk out there amongst each other, which is a great thing to see. Still really competitive players.
Paul Dimatina.
Yeah.
Great tackle by him, pinned the arm. Ball spilled out, the umpires pulled a free kick. Where have they got that from and who's that going to? It's going to the Vicks and they quickly move the ball on. We've got Motlop on the 50 arc. He doesn't go for goal, he goes towards Metcalf, who is being tackled. Not holding the ball. Kennedy, the Glenorchy coach, picks that up, gives it to Favola. The right option, Fev around the corner. No, he's not going to write that one down.
Can you feel the tension in the crowd when Fev gets the ball?
I can feel the tension in the box here. We're getting excited about it.
Just really the expectations around how many goals he kicked tonight.
They are looking for him, and I'll tell you what, this Tasmanian side, if they can put some pretty decent pressure on him, they can win this game through the fact that they are looking for Fev.
Too much.
Every opportunity.
So Big Street, he goes for the middle, goes for a run, the big fella.
211 centimetres. Equal.
He's a policeman now.
Yes, equal biggest man that's ever played AFL with Sandy and Big Mason Cox.
Yeah. Is that big Mason Cox?
Yeah, 211.
211.
Yep. Big units. I think Mason Cox probably grew about a foot taller in the prelim final.
We've got a chance here. The Tassie boys got a chance.
A lot of pressure on the Victorian All-Stars defence, and Sean Smith, he kicks that one. And who's that gone down? Man down there, that's Paul Dimatina, but Troy Luff has the ball. He kicks towards the middle of the ground. Here at North Hobart Oval, it's Andrew Rains who picks that up. Easy to play. He's taking this very seriously, Rainsy. He's kicked that towards Fev. Fev has snatched that one. They even tried to put Netta Lynch on it. And no, she was a full back in a day. She's been playing forward.
Guess what?
Oh no, what happened?
He's just going on the goal.
Did he just kick that?
He did.
I was waiting, I was getting the pen ready to write that down.
Poor old Netta.
Then he just turned around.
Poor old Netta, she giving away inches, and Fev's a big boy. And,
couple of kilos there, I reckon Fev's got a fair few on it.
Yeah, just a few. So they've kicked away now, the Victorians. What's the score there?
They've got themselves in front now, 3 points in front. Vicks are 11 goals to 68. Tasmania 10 goals 5, 65. Approaching the 16-minute mark of the second quarter.
Wouldn't it be great if both sides kicked 20 goals for the day? 40 goals.
See, last year it was quite a high-scoring game. You might be seeing that again here at North Hobart Oval after went on the road up to York Park last year. Back in the middle, Errol Bourne for the Tasmanian side. Kicks towards Big Streeter. He gets that off to Green. Brad Green, that is. Handball over the top. Atkins snaps around, not going too far.
Oh, a bit of candy.
And bouncing.
That's a goal.
That was Holland?
There's another one.
No, it wasn't, sorry.
Matty Mansfield.
Yeah, it was Matty Mansfield. That's his second goal.
So a good goal to Matty Mansfield there. But you're right, this game could be, as I said, we talked at the start, being a shootout. And both sides really. Now, I'll tell you what I might do at half time.
Yep.
I might go in the rooms and just have a listen to the coach. Yeah, just see whether there's any moves going to be made, any strategic, write a few notes, and I'll report back.
They might have to shut the doors in there.
Could be a lockout.
Could be a lockout.
Lockout warning.
There's a fair bit of pride on the line here when you're playing with a map on your chest. As the ball goes up in the middle, and no easy clearance there. No. I think we're going to have another ball up too high. Yes, the umpire has called that. And we'll have a free kick. Oh, umpire. Wanting to make sure the presence is felt there. Tasmania's got the free kick. And we'll see them head forward. But not too far. Because we've had a calamity of errors there. And we're going to have a ball up just in front of us here in our very plush suite here recording.
Like I said, for everybody who's turned up tonight, great stuff, great crowd, great atmosphere, weather's good. Just doing a ton of work, the people in the canteen up there. We've got a mark here for the Victorians.
Steve O'Donnell, he's taking the mark, he looks up the ground.
Muscle Dystrophy is the charity tonight. Every dollar raised goes to the fund. It's a great concept.
Here we go, he's a great man putting this all together. as the Tasmanian side try to cut this off and try to get themselves out there. And Fletcher is able to do that and gets it to Reynolds. Reynolds kicks into the middle of the ground. And through there, we do have Russell Robinson too far out to score, so he looks to go short. And Netta Lynch, who's now moved up into the forward line after spending some time on Fev. She's chipped that one off, and Steve O'Donnell, he's taken a couple of grabs in this quarter. He's done one there deep in defence.
Oh, we haven't seen a hamstring yet, Warnie. We haven't seen
or a cramp.
We haven't seen a cramp or a hamstring.
We might have to get the count ready for that, I reckon, in the third quarter. I reckon we might see those pop up a little bit.
We didn't see much work happens at half time with the trainers and the physios in there.
Dimatina kicks up the wing. Andrew McLean. He kicks up to the half-forward flank. And Mark, yep, it was taken there. They've paid that one to big Gary Baker. He chips towards Troy Luff, and he's taken that on his chest. Diving. He's right on the arc. Those legs may not make the distance, so he goes short. Over to the pocket, and Justin Metcalf takes the grab.
He's the martini man.
He's the martini man.
He's a left footer too.
Gone towards Fev. Great defence there from the Tasmanian boys. And the pick up there. What are we doing?
No.
What's Fev doing?
No.
Oh, no. And Adrian Fletcher mops that up for the Tassie side. He switches that across and gets that out of here towards Paul Hudson. But no, it's been chopped off there. And that's been chopped off by Jason Baldwin. Luff lines up and misses to the left-hand side. And that's another behind.
I'll tell you what, it's winding down this second quarter, Warnie. You can see the players
slowing up a little bit.
The fatigue is starting to set in for the two teams.
I think they need to get a little bit ready for their half-time refreshment.
I wonder what is half-time refreshment.
I wonder if it's orange, an amber liquid. And Struthers kicks towards the middle of the ground. Oh, puts a bit of pressure on there.
Well, we've got to play it down too. No, he's got up again.
We're all good. As Robbie Devine kicks into the forward line. Mark has been taken there by the big fella Peter Street. He plays on pretty quickly. And we've got a mark there from Butch Gale.
Well, Butch is, wasn't a renowned goal kicker in his day, was he?
No, he spent a lot of time in the back line.
Yeah, he did. So he's looking to handball it off, I reckon. Butchie.
The 51-year-old lines up and misses that.
That's why he's back.
Takes the Tasmanian side to 11-6-72. 3-point lead over the Vics, who are 11-3-69. Got 4 minutes left in the first half here at North Hobart Oval for Relive the Rivalry number 7. Origin and the Tasmanian Eye Institute, the premium sponsors. Ange Christou has the ball.
Top.
He needs to get it long, but no, he goes short. But he spots up a great kick there as the Vic side run it through. Justin Fletcher tries to get that one. We got Rains on this one here now. And through the middle, Clinton Brown gets that one off.
It's Nicky O, is it?
No, we've got there Jason Baldwin.
Oh, Baldwin.
And into the pocket. Mark's been taken there by Paul Kennedy.
Who said his last game was about 3 years ago. He come back and played 6 games at Sorrento.
He's given it to Fev. Fev's put the mark down. That hasn't happened too often today. Jason Akermanis underneath that one. And a snap on goal. Is that one through? No. Last line of defence. Well done.
Fev's feeling it too. Look at him. He's on his haunches. Will we see him after half time?
That will be an interesting call to see what we can find out in the rooms. We'll see how the health of the players are. As Tasmania have a bit of a crack here to kick a goal, a late goal. Got less than 3 minutes left in the first half. Inside 50. Oh, and the contest there. We saw a bit of a throw possibly there. Ange Christou snaps that one around the corner in the pocket to Dustin Fletcher. He's played a lot of games of football and he looks to the redhead there in McLean. McLean moves that on quickly again. Andrew Rains now on the end of this one. He's had a fair bit of the pill tonight. He kicks towards Favola at full 40. Oh, juggles that one. Umpire calls play on. I think it might have hit the deck there. and he's not happy about it. Fev thought he had enough of that to call that a go, and he probably didn't see that little bit of grass underneath it. He's going up for the ruck. He's nominated himself. He'll probably want to grab it himself and have a shot. Darryl White, he gives it off. No, he doesn't. Darryl White pretends he's going to give it off. That could be holding the ball. That's a great tackle there.
It was a great description in the box there. I was seeing that little action. Dropping the ball. It's all good.
Looks good. Yeah, well, no one can see what I'm doing here. I'll probably pretend I'm an umpire at times.
That's good. So do I.
Here we go. And the Tasmanian side are out through Reynolds. Reynolds switches it a little bit there. Finds Simon Taylor. He gets the handball off to Adrian Fletcher. Fletcher into the middle of the ground, but that's been chopped off there by the Victorian player. And Troy Luff, former Swan, he moves on quickly. And a bit of a crack here through Clinton Brown into the pocket. Fev always has plenty of Tassie players around him now after his dominant first quarter where he kicked 6. And the Tassie side are clearing this out. And the mark has been taken there by Trent Standen, former Clarence champion who retired this year. We've got the ball on the wing. Paul Hudson gets it over to Atkins. Atkins can't get his hands on it properly as yet. Holland, he's doing everything he can to get there, but it's Champion who gets the ball out. And through Brown, he gets that over to Luff. Luff, plenty of handballs here, and Darryl White, he likes to handball it. No, but he's going to go the handball. Yes, he does in the end.
Where's Fev? Where's Fev?
Where is Fev? That's who we're looking for. Ricky Nixon, I don't think I've hardly seen him at all. He's got his hands on it. And have we got a chance for a score? No, been cleared up here by the Tassie defence. Mark's taken by Stan, and he had it just here a couple of minutes ago.
50 metres.
And he gets the ball moving up the wing. Mark taken, and that's been taken by Brad Greeny. He's a good left footer, and he has put that up the line to Russell Robertson, former teammate at Melbourne. A couple of Tassie champions that we've had of the game. 50 metres. That's all right. Russell Robertson.
It's 25-minute mark. The siren's going to go.
And the Tasmanian side are lead by 2 points at the moment as the siren does go for half-time. Russell Robertson, who kicked 3 in the first, and he's already kicked 1 this quarter. So for his 5th goal tonight, trying to catch Fev, who has 8. He will be lining up with a fair bit of confidence as Fev runs towards him. And even with the pressure from Favola behind him, he puts that through. And the Tasmanian side lead by 8 points at half-time. We'll go through the goal kickers, and we've got Brendan Favola with 8 goals after a dominant first quarter when he kicked 6. Jason Ackermanis kicked 2 in that quarter, and Darryl White kicked 1 in the first. For the Tasmanian side, Russell Robinson is the leading goal kicker. The vice-captain has 5. And Matthew Mansfield has 2, which he kicked in that quarter, and singles to Brad Green, Netta Lynch, Josh Green and Jason Ling. How are we seeing things?
The fittest side will win, Warnie. There's no doubt about that. The side that can last out the next half and survive without any cramps or hamstrings will win the game. But a really entertaining contest and some great skills on offer today, and the Favola and Robinson show at the moment. It's just one of the highlights today.
Plenty of highlights all through this game. Stick around for the live stream, or if you're in the area, head on into North Hobart Oval. This is Relive the Rivalry number 7, with a big thanks to our major sponsors there, the Tasmanian Eye Institute and Origin. We'll be back shortly.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, half-time here. Come out and have a kick on the North Hobart Oval. The goal kickers for Tasmania, 5 goals for Russell Robinson, 2 to Matthew Mansfield, and singles to Jason Ling, Josh Green, Paul Hudson, Netta Lynch, and Brad Green. For the Victorian All-Stars, Brendan Favola has 8 and is hungry, so expect him to get onto a few more pies. Jason Ackermanis with 2, and Darryl White with 1. Second half coming up as soon as these boys and girls get a bit of ice on their calves, hamstrings, groins, shoulders, necks, everything. But stick around here because a massive second half coming up here at North Hobart Oval, all thanks to Origin and the Tasmanian Eye Institute, all raising money for of course, Muscular Dystrophy Tasmania. A really great cause. 100% of all the money goes to the charity. So stick around, donate if you can, buy yourself a few beers, and we'll be back in just a few moments. Down here with the coach of the Tassie team, Peter Hudson, I should say. Peter, what was the message at half time, mate?
Oh, God, I don't remember. Long ago, good, haven't it?
Oh, it's been fantastic. You must be happy with Russell Robinson down forward kicking 5.
I'm struggling over finding someone on a certain place in there for
He's having a fair crack, isn't he? Good on you, Hello. Thanks very much for your time here. Second half about to get underway here, ladies and gentlemen. In rivalry number 7, Tassie up by 8 points with 2 quarters to go. It looks like they've made a few moves to the street in the middle. The Tassie boys. Greeny about to get fired up.
As you may hear from Tubes Taylor, the ground announcer, who does like to spend a fair bit of time out on the ground. We are about to get started for the second half here of Relive the Rivalry. Number 7, the Tasmanian side, 12 goals, 6-78, lead Victoria, 11-4, 74. And we've just been in the rooms, haven't we, Stoney?
Inspirational stuff, Warnie. And weren't those speeches magnificent? And I'll tell you what, the pies and Saz went down well.
I've not seen a half-time spread like that before, unless you've probably paid one of those big premium tickets to go to the grand final, and you're not playing, but these blokes are all playing, and they're getting some Savs and pies into them. Here we go, the Vics. Whoa! Fev getting on the end of that with a tackle, but no, the Tasmanian side are looking to clear this out of defence. A very quick entry into the forward line there by the Victorian All-Stars, who do trail by 8 points. Just early stages of the third quarter, the premiership quarter. I'm sure that line that came out a little bit in the halftime speeches. Back in towards the middle. The Vics were heading forward. Nice pick up there. Do we have Fletcher underneath this one? He falls down.
He might be. Is he okay? I said White hobbling away there before, and a bit of a bad injury in half time. Phoebe Williams, a shoulder injury, which is unfortunate for that young lady.
Yes, hopefully she's all right. She's got a big season coming up with the Geelong Football Club in the AFLW competition as the Tasmanian side go forward on his own. Is that Divine? Yes, it is. And he's found Netta Lynch, the Glenorchy Premiership captain of the TSLW, who will line up now for the first goal of the third quarter. It should be anyway. Should be kicking from around about 30 metres out, directly in front. Ange Christo is standing the mark.
Yeah, she kicked one in the first quarter. I think that young lady goes in and goes bang, and I think she's put it through.
That she has. There's our first one of the third quarter for the Tasmanian side. And Netta Lynch, that's her second goal. One in the first. Now the first one of the third quarter. Tasmania out to a 14-point lead now, 13-6-84. Victoria 11-4-70. 2 minutes played.
Those inspirational speeches at halftime. We even had the situation where we've had the Tasmanian coach Peter Hudson,
yes,
come into the Victorian and listen in on the Victorians' little interlude there.
Exactly. They probably should have been listening to Peter Hudson to see what's going to happen with the old Fev and double teaming or something like that, or maybe triple teaming, as Robbie Devine has it on the half-forward flank here at North Hobart Oval, place that he's very familiar with. Mark's been taken there, a short kick to Fletcher, who's given it off to Ian Callanan, who's gone towards the top of the square, a big high kick, and it's Darryl White who's sitting under that, one of those over-the-top handballs that he loves to do so well. And the Vics are out and they're away. Andrew Rains, who has been very good so far this evening, gives it to Paul Dimatina. Dimatina up to Ackermanis. He wants to run. He grabs it. He goes towards centre half forward. No one's there except for Richard Champion, and he has an opportunity to put at least a score on the board here for the Victorian All-Stars, but he looks to go off, and he does. Gives that to Jason Ackermanis. The number 12, the former Lion, the three-time premiership player, is unable to put that one through, and that's one behind.
It's unlike Acker mixing a goal. He kicks a goal.
Especially, we haven't seen his trademark celebrations or anything as yet. We'd like to see a little bit more from him, but Acker has been good. He's kicked 2 goals so far. We've seen him involved in plenty of the play here. 13 points the margin. The Tasmanian side in front in our high-scoring game of Relive the Rivalry number 7, raising money for Muscular Dystrophy Tasmania. Tasmanian side half-back flank. Give that Josh Green, the former Lion, the former Bomber. It's that, and the ball is on the wing inside 50.
There's a kick. Here she's again.
Netta Lynch swings around towards
nice pass.
Dutchy Holland. Josh Holland, the Latrobe champion, North Launceston Premiership player in the TSLW. And he misses that one. Nope, he's got it, snuck it in. The umpire ran a fair way over, and that is a goal there for Josh Holland. That's his first. And
it's snuck away, Warner here.
Looking all right here at the minute.
71 to 90, I think it is at the moment in the scores, if my maths is okay, and I can see that far. But it's yeah, the Tassie boys. Victoria need to get a couple of goals here.
And they do.
Another one for Tassie. And this could spell trouble for the Victorian All-Stars. 19 points the margin.
Gary Baker just sneaking off the ground, replaced for the Vicks by Clinton Brown coming on the ground. Going forward as the Tassie players, Tasmania have a kick for goal, shot on goal.
And that was by Russell Robertson, who is their leading goal kicker. And the mark's been taken there by Holland, who just kicked the last goal for the Tasmanian side. Seems Sailor liking that one there. Thought that was a screamer. He's taken a regulation chest mark in the goal square.
It's just a normal goal, but Tubes, the old future alderman Tubes Taylor.
Could be when the council, the Hobart City Council.
When's the election? In November, is it?
Usually by the end, I think it's by the end of October that the forms go out.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So probably closes off.
Good luck to the Tubes, but they've kicked their what is it, 15th goal? 15-6-96 to 11-5-71.
They've skipped away quite well here. That 4-goal lead at the moment is the biggest that we've seen all game. I haven't checked the statistician on that, but I think it's probably right. As Andrew Rains kicks forward for the Victorian All-Stars. Fev bounces off. That wasn't his chest that bounced off, was it?
I reckon it could have been.
It could have been.
Warnie.
And there he is. So he's going to be lining up for what could be goal number 9. He kicked 10 last year in Relive the Rivalry 6.
Yeah, well, he's taking the bed brand run up here. He's 45 out.
Green boots. He makes his way in.
Deliberate approach.
There's a hush over the crowd. And that's a big booming kick. And that is off to the left. And that is one behind. Victoria 11-7. They are now trailing by 6 goals.
Oh.
5 goals, sorry. 4 goals.
Chop off there by the
right.
by the Vicks.
That was Richard Champion trying to get the ball over the line. And we're going to see a boundary throw in just outside the 50 arc for the Victorian All-Stars as they try to make a little bit of a comeback here because it's been a great start by the Tasmanian side. Champion tries.
Whatever Peter Hudson said at half time really has done the trick in this first few minutes of this third quarter.
Pretty even ruck contest. Oh, and that was a nice little hit there from Champion, but Tassie get away with it, and that is through Josh Green, but it's 2-1. Pick up there by Baldwin. He kicks that up to the half forward, and Acker couldn't get underneath that, and the mark has been taken by the Tasmanian defence as we see Michael Stiles. He kicks that off, kicks it up the line, and it finds Matthew Mansfield, who kicks to Russell Robertson. He passes that off to Nathan Brown. Brown puts that one through, and that goes down as another Tasmanian goal. And that is their 4th of this third quarter.
How long have they been going there, Warnie?
They haven't been going for long. It's been a quite a dominant Tasmanian performance as they are 16-6-102 to Victoria 11-6-72. So that 5-goal lead, 8.5 minutes we've been playing.
And just for those listeners or viewers, Nathan Brown, the Claremont player, won the William Leach Medal in 2015. So he's a handy local player that's playing in the game today, which is great.
Thank you to the City of Hobart as a key partner of Relive the Rivalry. As the Tasmanian side go forward once again, quickly get that off to Mansfield, and a mark taken in the goal square and play on quickly. Ian Callanan, the former Crow, the former Tassie Devil, is kicked now. The 6th goal for the Tasmanian side, and they are running away with this at the moment. They are up to 17-6, 108. That 36-point lead over the Vics. And we have gone only 9 minutes.
We need, come on Victoria, we need a bit of inspiration here. We need to make a move.
Maybe Fev needs to put himself on the ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think that will happen. But we need to get the ball out of the middle. So the big fella there in who's the
Andrew McLean needs to get his hands on it, which he does. But it's Tassie sitting underneath that one. But the Vics, they're moving forward there. Dimatina kicks deliberately inside 50. Fev takes a mark. He plays on quickly. Dribble. That through. And there it is. That is his 9th goal. Brendan Favola. And that's the Vics' first one of the third quarter. A much needed goal, it's fair to say.
Did he take himself to centre half forward then, or just found himself there? Because Chicken Nixon's in the goal square, so Fev moved up the ground a bit, did he?
I don't know if Chicken Nixon's actually on the ground, is he? He is out there?
He's out there.
He is out there. I did see him during the half-time break. I did mention, we haven't called you much. He said, yeah, as expected. So he knows where he's standing at the moment.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Oh dear.
We have a streaker. Richard Chamby gives off the high five. This is what we're here for. The umpire balls it up. Security doing nothing about it, which is great to see.
He needs some suntan, that boy.
He does. He does. We haven't seen a lot of tackles today. There's our first one probably as we go forward here for the Tasmanian side through Styles. And the mark has been taken by Russell Robertson, is it? Hang on. We want to see where our streaker is. What's he doing?
Russell Robertson.
He's heading for Hyde Street.
It is Russell Robertson for the
charity down here as he jumps the fence and heads down Hyde Street. That's your first ever, isn't it? That's our first streak achieved. And
he's pretty happy with himself.
The All-Stars can do it.
Russell Robertson will be very happy with himself as well, and he's got that one through.
Was that a barrel, Wardy?
I don't know what it looked like through the air. But that's Russell Robertson's 6th goal. Talking about Fev and his 9. Robbo looking pretty good too. 6 snags for him. He's looking very good, and the Tasmanian side are looking even better than that because they're 18-6, 114 Victoria. 12-6, 78. Almost 12 minutes into this third quarter. The premiership quarter, and those words that we heard from Tasmanian legend Peter Hudson is really working.
Inspirational stuff at halftime.
The ruck contest, the clearance is won there by the Victorian side. There we go with O'Donnell, gets the handball out. We've got Motlop. Motlop gives it off to Darryl White, who just as easily as anything takes that, just landed in his hand. Now, that's how he plays the game. That's what.
No, he's gone for a pass.
And who's he gone to? He's got a Chicken Nixon. This might be his 2nd kick of the game.
I reckon it is.
And this is an important kick for the Vics. Ricky Nixon. He was the agent to the Stars.
He was.
Had
Wayne Carey's first manager.
Had the old Club 10 back in the day. And Chicken Nixon has put that one through. Ricky Nixon has kicked the 2nd goal for the Victorian All-Stars. And in his debut game in Relive the Rivalry, here for number 7 at North Hobart Oval, Ricky Nixon kicked a very important goal for the Victoria All-Stars. They're up to 13-6, 84, trailing by 30 points to the Tasmanian side. 18-6.
5 goals is a handy break at the moment.
It is.
Hey?
It is, especially when players are going to be getting pretty tired here. It might see a bit more sloppy play, but who knows? It's high scoring last year.
You and I might get a Guernsey in the class.
They might be calling us off the bench up here as the Vics go forward again in a big barrel. Right to the goal square. Fev dropped the chest mark that he probably would have taken normally. Butch Gale picks it up. He gets it out. And yes, the Tasmanian side through Nathan Brown in his debut game for Tassie here gets it up the line to Brad Green. Green, who kicked a goal in the 2nd quarter, kicks up the line to Ian Callanan. He also plays on pretty quickly, heads that inside 50. Nothing to be done there. Jason Ball was able to move that forward for the Victoria side. Callanan in his hands again, and he goes the hands over to the flank to Adrian Fletcher. He was dispossessed there by our dispossessed there by Dustin Fletcher, that was, as we see the Vics somehow move the ball forward. Jason Ackermanis finally picks it up for the Victoria All-Stars and kicks long into the forward line to...
It's not, is it? Not that man, is it?
Brendan Favola, and he just quietly kicks his 10th. He's equalled the goals that he kicked in last year's Relive the Rivalry. He's kicked 10 goals here. Again, an important goal for the Victoria side. As they're mounting a bit of a comeback, they trail by 4 goals. They've hit 90. The Tassie side are on 114. 15 minutes into this third quarter. We play 25 minutes, so the next 10 minutes are important for the Vics.
So, you know, like Warnie, the Vics will be hoping, excuse me, to get a couple of goals before three-quarter time. So really watch the players then. You watch them, their competitive juices really come into play in this last quarter. If the Vics can get a couple of goals.
As ACDC blasts over the speakers here at North Hobart Oval. We're back in the middle. Errol Bourne gets the hands out, but it's only gone as far as Motlop. Motlop's working hard again, as is the Ruckman McLean. Steve O'Donnell picks that up, and we're going through the guts, and Darryl White picks that one off the deck and does quite well, and as easy does it, he sets that up to Chicken Nixon. Yeah, he's been a factor in this third quarter.
His last kick nearly
he's giving it off to Rains. Rains loads up. Andrew Rains doesn't make it rain. That has gone through for a behind. She can get a bit of airtime there with Tubes at the moment.
Looks like Tassie are in control here. Looks like 23 points the margin. With a few minutes left in the third term.
Tasmanian side on the half-back flank. They're looking to make a charge to get another goal on the board. Brown on that outer wing. Blokes like us with poor eyesight, we're not seeing a lot of who it is there, but we are picking up a fair bit of the play, and the Tassies are looking very, very good, and the mark's been taken. Whoa!
Nice.
Yes, it was paid by Russell Robertson. He's too far out to score.
You would think.
But he's going to unload by the looks of it. He kicks long. It'll go towards the top of the goal square. Bounces. No one touches that. Dustin Fletcher with that big fist punches it out wide and does that quite well to Andy Goodwin. Ball hits the deck. And nice pick up there. And that was a very nice there by Clinton Brown. He kicks up the wing, and it's then been taken by Steve O'Donnell. Steve O'Donnell kicks there to the big fella and Gary Baker. He makes his presence felt out on the ground here. And up to Jason Ackermanis, who snaps around on that right boot towards the top of the square. Fev's there, and Fev takes it. What's the umpire saying though? In the back. Favola will not like that. Apparently he's having a lot of words to say to the umpire out there too. Tubes did let us know that at half time, that Fev not having a great relationship with the umps, but 50 metres probably through some words there that we heard. And we'll see the Tasmanian side now in the middle of the ground. Bourne gives that off. Is that to Nathan Brown? And Brown has found Ben Reynolds, who's spending some time up in the forward line here.
Now, Benny Reynolds was a defender.
Yes.
Turned forward. When he's in his Devonport days, he was maybe a forward. And let's see how he goes. Hasn't shot a goal for a long time.
We're up behind this here in the Relive the Rivalry commentary box. He started that left, and it's staying left to the top of the goal square. No mark taken. Old Russell Robinson's caught one in the back. He didn't like that one too much either, as Dimatina clears for Victoria All-Stars. They are on the half-back flank. They're going up the wing, continuing that up there. Steve O'Donnell, the block winner. He dribbles that one through. Champion can't get his hands on it. Ackermanis is going to pick it up. He's on 50. He runs in, and he goes short to Brendan Favola, who got himself out nice and open.
How many's he kicked?
He's got 10.
10.
He's got 10. He's lining up for number 11.
He's gone the check side.
And the goal umpire like that.
This is
Fez's not even celebrating these anymore.
It's like party time.
He loves it. So that's Fez's third goal of the third quarter, which is 11 in total. He surpassed his 10 that he kicked at York Park this time last year.
I'm just going to go to I'm trying to find some, pick up some records of Brendan Favola in his AFL career. Because there we go. Carlton Brisbane Lions, 204 games, 623 goals. All-Australian team, 2006, 8 and 9. State of Origin football, Carlton Football Club, leading goal kicker, 2003, 2009, Coleman medalist, 2006, 2009. So he's used to kicking goals, Warnie.
That's what he's hired to do, and he's done that here at North Hobart Oval. Steve O'Donnell tries to get that out, but it's only as far as the Tasmanian midfielders as they're running through. Russell Robson taps along the ground. What are we going to see here? We're going to see something special. Are we going to see something special from Trent Standen? But no. His speedy legs didn't quite get him there as the ball trickles over the boundary line. That could have been special if he had his chance.
Oh, yeah.
Ball comes in, deep in Tasmania's forward line. And Dustin Fletcher tries to get the handball out. Only Motlop gets it up. Fair bit of pressure here at the moment for the Victoria All-Stars defence as Russell Robertson lays the tackle.
Let's go on 20 minutes.
Let's go 20 minutes. Do you reckon that's about the boys getting a little bit tired?
Well, I was at the convenial at half time, Warnie.
What did you learn? What intel did you get?
And standing, and one of the players said to me, "Oh, I hope they cut the quarters down by 5 minutes in the second half." So I think you're finding there's been a bit of influence there from the players.
That they've done, and it is three-quarter time here at North Hobart Oval. Tasmania in control at the moment in Relive the Rivalry number 7. We're raising money for Muscular Dystrophy Tasmania. Big thanks to our major sponsors there in the Tasmania Eye Institute and also Origin. Plenty of a great footy still to come. We've seen a lot so far. Quick recap of the goal kickers, and Brendan Favola's kicked 11. He kicked 3 that quarter. Also had a goal from Chicken Nixon that quarter. Darryl White's got a single, and Jason Ackermanis with 2. Russell Robertson, he has kicked 6 goals for the Tasmanian side. Kicked 1 in that quarter. See 2 goals to Matthew Mansell, 2 for Josh Holland in that quarter. Singles to Ian Callanan, Nathan Brown, Brad Green, Josh Green, and Jason Ling. We'll be back for the final stanza here of Relive the Rivalry number 7 from North Hobart Oval very shortly.
This would be his biggest crowd, I reckon.
Get the flag.
Here we go. Quarter about to get underway.
17 points the margin in Tasmania's favour. And Peter Street has
holding the ball.
King holding the ball. Yes, he has. And we'll see Motlop take the ball. He's got a chance for the Vics to go forward for the first time. And chopped off there was Todd Struthers. Goes out wide, Brad Green. Big handball over the top, over to the wing. And bit of a mistake there. Ling wasn't able to take that. Nice little chip up there off the ground to Ackermanis. O'Donnell, he gets the handball out wide. Running hard is Rains, who's got his fellow number 4 there. A few years older than him in Fletcher, tackling him. Gets the handball off. And Luke Faulkner gets the handball through. Metcalf handballs over the top into the goal square. And into the goal square. The goal has been put through there by Ricky Nixon. He has kicked his second goal.
Toot.
He has tooted it up now. He's got two goals. He's put those through, and Ricky Nixon gets the first one for the Vics. They're now into triple figures, and they trail by just 11 points. 2 goals is what they need to get themselves in front.
We now have a game, Warnie.
We do have a contest here, Stoney, as we are a minute and a half into the final quarter of Relive the Rivalry 7.
Muscle dystrophy is the obviously charity of choice today or tonight, and people turned up, great crowd, just a great atmosphere, plenty of music in the background. We've got Tubes Taylor doing the grand announcing out there, and Favola's kicked 10 or 11, I think.
He's kicked 11. I wonder if those banjo pies are hurting anyone at this stage. The half-time food. No oranges here.
They weren't bad either.
Pies and sausage rolls.
Thanks, banjos.
I hope there's a couple left there for us to go and grab after this. As the Tasmanian side go forward, and the mark has been taken there. I'm not sure who
is it. Speedy?
Might be. Goes across the face, and then the mark's been taken there. What's going on there? Paid mark. And we do have Paul Hudson. Do you reckon he's got a couple of favours from his old man here? In the forward line, ready to kick a goal. Poster! No, it's fallen short. Hans Christo tries to get his hands on it, and it's over the line.
Now, I'm just going to back now.
Yep.
Before the end of the night, if Christo kicks it out, he's going to go long with the talk. Who's that? Who's that,
And
Fletch?
that was Fletcher's gone long with the top. It's almost in the middle of the ground. That's what we love about Dustin Fletcher. Us Bombers supporters knows that he's brilliant out of that back line.
He was never allowed to do that.
As the Vics are heading forward.
Very, very good effort by us. I think the move by Wang.
Mark taken there by
Paul Kennedy.
Paul Kennedy goes into the forward line, feathers the target, doesn't take it. He's been handled pretty well in this second half. Ball spilling around. Metcalf gets it on his left boot, but that hits the post, and that will be out of bounds on the full. So no score there for the Martini man.
Not bad, the old Martinis there, Justin. Very nice.
Nice later on this evening. As the Tasmanian side looking a little bit tired, trying to get that out. Josh Green, he kicks it off the ground. I'm not sure. He had plenty of time to pick it up as Paul Kennedy picks that up for the Vics. Over the top of Gary Baker's head. And Brad Green, he's taking this seriously. He's doing what he can. He's cleared that out to Josh Holland. There are a couple of stars from northern Tasmania. Adrian Fletcher tumbles that punt into the forward line. It's gone over the top and off the deck. Oh,
another
post
poster.
hit the post, and we've got a behind there. And the Tasmanian side lead by 13 points.
Can you see, Warnie, that the tempo's lifted in the game? You can see sides. Look at that, the 15-metre pass to the forward line of the Victorians.
And they go inside 50 now. Chicken Nixon's on the end of that. He's got butterfingers at the moment. Misses that one as the Tassie side clear again. Here's Josh Holland. Look at him go. Look at that pinpoint pass. Not quite there for Nathan Brown, but the Tassie side are all right through Josh Green.
I reckon Chicken Nixon's hurt himself.
Brad Green. That's been smothered. It's play on though, as we see Andy Goodwin kick that off the deck, and Richard Champion has it. He's looking pretty sharp here. Turns around on that right boot and spots up Paul Kennedy. Paul Kennedy, he goes short. Who's he looking for? Of course he is, Brendan Favola. But again, defence is fantastic here from the Tasmanian side. Feather on the end of it, snaps it round quickly. Bounce, bounce. No, it's been pulled out there by Michael Stiles, who has got that moving to his lookalike there in Fletcher. Fletcher to another silver fox there in Paul Hudson. The Tassie side are moving the ball really well, as is seen by this passage of play. As they head forward, Brad Green on that left boot into the pockets. Great mark taken by Russell Robinson.
Now,
His
he can kick this.
former Demon teammate.
You watch him fly around, like he'll do the old.
Here he comes. Oh, bends it round, but
Slide.
bends it way too far. That didn't even look like it was going to go in that one. What was he going to do there?
Well,
Is that what you thought he was
I
going to do?
thought he was going to do that, but I thought he'd get more accuracy than that.
No,
Warning.
he had to be behind there for the Tasmanian side as a big bomb into the middle of the ground. We see again, and ball might be, no, it's still bobbling around there. No clean possession. Josh Green tries to get that off the ground and move it forward for the Tasmanian side. Robbie Devine, he's there. Josh Green's there again. Steve O'Donnell, he tries to get off the ground. We've seen a lot more off the ground. O'Donnell puts his head over it, picks it up, and we see Paul Kennedy. He tries to clear this. He slips though. The dew is a factor.
It is.
Clinton Brown. What's he going to do? He's looking up the ground, goes the handball option. O'Donnell, who's been good in this second half. Unfortunately, his handball has been chopped off, and we see Fletcher
That's a
go
kick.
inside.
That's a kick.
That's perfect. Again, cutting the top of the grass as he put that one through there. Ben Careless was involved in that passage of play, and Dutchie Holland, he's got that definitely too far to score. He goes short, but it's been chopped off. He gets it back again. Handball over the top to Callanan. Callanan chips it over the top on his own. Is Russell Robinson. You don't leave him on his own. The bloke that's kicked 6 goals today, now he's got a little bit to make up for. And you've got a little bit to make up for, Stoney. What's he going to do this time?
He'll kick this one.
He'll
This
kick
is like Russell's. This is like his bread and butter,
bread and
or his
butter.
cream, as you'd say, Warning.
And will we have cream on top for the Tasmanian side? The goal umpire sliding across, but he is happy with that one. 7 goals for Russell Robinson. He's kicked a goal in each of the quarters. He's not that far behind Fev, to be honest. And he's doing pretty well here in Relive the Rivalry number 7.
Man of the match, I'll honestly be sort of pretty slow. Is it go for the winning side?
Might go down to the winning side, I reckon.
You reckon?
Is it Fev or is it Russell Robertson? Might be Fev in my book just at the moment.
We've got a bit of an injury problem.
We do.
Chicken.
Is Chicken?
Yeah, I reckon he's on his shoulder maybe.
Wow.
Or his finger.
You called that about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah,
Is that how long it's taken him to get off the ground?
Yeah, I reckon he's gone straight in the rooms. Chicken.
Fev does have 11 goals as Jason Ackermanis on the left boot goes forward. Fev's underneath that, doesn't quite get there in time. And champion Richard doesn't pick it up, tries to go off the deck. O'Donnell, Chicken Nixon, you can see him on screen now, he's still struggling a bit, trying to get off the ground. Ackermanis spins around, it's only going to go as far as the goal square. Oh, marked, taken. Dimatina has put that one through. Paul Dimatina, number 28 for the Victoria All-Stars. They now trail by 14 points again at North Hobart Oval.
It's going to go to the wire, Warnie.
It's definitely going to the wire.
He'll be the match winner.
Holding their position here at the ground. A great crowd in for this fantastic event supporting Muscular Dystrophy Tasmania.
Jay Rosetto. And third prize is a sign.
Thanks to Insitic Pivot for the Relive the Rivalry website. Check that out. You'll find plenty of info on there, especially about other games. O'Donnell gives the handball off to Metcalf. Metcalf has missed that one.
Hit the post.
Hit the post. He's made a couple of posts as we talked about here. Thanks to some other partners here. TFH Hire and I Spy, great partners of Relive the Rivalry. Travel Centre, Bernie and Smithton, get amongst them. And also some of our media partners, the Win Network, with Win HD, 1, 11 and Sky News.
Your prizes can be collected from the
So Acker's gone over, kick for goal. Oh, Metcalf's been holding the mine or holding the ball? And there's been a free kick paid there, Warnie.
What are we going to see? Metcalf?
A free kick, a holding the man decision about 15 metres out. So Justin Metcalf, the man with the martinis, he actually kicked this goal and put the 18th goal on the board and only bring it to
Justin Metcalf from Origin.
Has he kicked that or missed it?
He's missed that. To the left. That's where he's put all of his shots on goal. 2 goals the margin. 19-9, 123 for Tasmania Victoria, 17-9, 111. 10.5 minutes in, and if it was like that last quarter, we might even go back another 5 minutes, but we're thinking it's going to be another 20-minute quarter, so just over 9 minutes left.
Oh, there goes. Who kicked the barrel then?
Big kick. Was that Butch Gale?
It could be, yeah. There's a mark anyway to Vix and Tassie.
And they are moving forward through Faulkner. Tasmanian side, they've been probably the cleaner side with the ball, although we say that and you put the mockers on them. Oh, Darryl White sells some candy. Handballs back into the middle to Jason Ackermanis. Acker, handballs again. That's what these guys are doing so well. Acker goes long and no mark's been able to be taken there. O'Donnell, the block winner, snaps that around the corner, put that one in the highlight reel.
Oh, he likes it too.
They are down by a goal now.
There goes their first cramp.
Got a cramp. O'Donnell cramps up after kicking a great goal there. He worked very hard for that because he's been a part of a lot of the play all over the ground. Steve O'Donnell kicks his first goal and the Vics trail by a solitary goal now. 1 goal the margin in this big shootout here at North Hobart Oval.
Well, we've lost the score. Well, I thought we were going to lose the scoreboard there for a minute.
Oh, we'll hopefully get that back for us so we know what's going on. Otherwise, I'm not too good at counting at this time of night. As Jason Ackermanis kicks long into the forward line for the Vics. Tassie side, as they've done really well tonight, they've cleared there and through Ben Reynolds. He kicks long up to the wing. Done very well, and we've got Jason Ling kick inside forward 50, but the big Inspector Gadget arms puts that down of Dustin Fletcher. However, a snap around a banana from our man who has kicked. What has he got now? 7 goals. Russell Robertson missed that one, unfortunately. Vic's play on pretty quickly here. Mark's been taken there by Jason Baldwin. He gives it off quickly, and the Vics go up to the half forward flank. We have the Glenorchy coach there. Take that mark, and Paul Kennedy goes inside 50 towards Fev. Fev's been wrestled, and we're going to see something off the deck. No, Metcalf dives on it. He makes no mistake with this one and scores a no, they're not, because I forgot about that last point.
That was a fair goal, actually.
That was a very good goal.
Gathered the ball, went over the top of the back of the pack, and Metcalf with the left foot.
He's done very, very well.
And Fev is saying, kick it to the other side. We've got a chance to mark the ball. Kick it to the other side, son.
That's what Fev's all about. Relive the rivalry number 7, thanks to Tasmanian Eye Institute and Origin. We have a ripper here. It's 1 point the difference. Tasmania are leading. 13.5 minutes into this final quarter. And the umpire's got the ball back in the middle, working.
Could we have a point?
Do we have extra time?
That's a very good point, Warnie.
Love to see that. A bit of golden goal or something like that would be fantastic.
That'd be good.
As the Vics go forward again, but it's been chopped off there by Errol Bourne. He's a Tasmanian footy legend, and he gets that over to Ling. Ling doesn't line that up too well, as they do get away with this through Holland. Holland spears that one to full forward, and the mark's been taken there by Russell Robertson, who has been great. He's kicked 7. Can he make this number 8 and put the Tassie side? Give him a little bit of breathing space, as we've got about 5.5 minutes left to go.
He'll kick this easy.
What number is this?
Tube Sailor.
Number 9.
Is it? We haven't missed any, have we?
He's
just the straight up and down drop.
It's number 8, according to my count.
In front by 7 points.
But when I'm given this job sometimes, I don't always get them all. Here is Russell Robertson. And he makes no mistake. And Tassie have that breathing room that they need. They lead by 7 points. Not long left to go here in the final quarter. I am going to call that 8 goals for Russell Robertson.
Yeah, because he knows.
He reckons it's 9.
No, 8.
He'd be right.
Goal.
He would be right. He reckons that was number 9 for him.
It was 8.
It was 8.
Yeah.
We would not be wrong up here in the commentary box.
Hey, this is going to be very interesting, because Fev, these two competitive beasts, Robinson for Vola, would be saying, hang on, I can't be outdone by that bloke, or I can't be outdone by that bloke. So watch out for Fev, but the ball's going to be in the Tasmanian hands at the moment.
Just quietly, it could be 9. I may not have written that one down that he kicked on the siren.
Okay.
Did he kick it on the siren? That's a whole half a quarter ago. Can't remember that now.
Yes, he did. He did.
Maybe I didn't write that one down. Okay. Anyway, we'll take Robbo's word for it.
It'd
be right. Let's give him that one. Anyway, as the Tasmanians are in the forward line, who we got here?
Robbie Devine. Ace. The Wiz.
Robbie Devine playing his debut game. Foul comes up short, but roving is Matthew Langmaid, who has kicked a goal. That is a very important goal for the Tasmanian side.
Great defender in his day, Matty Langmaid.
He has kicked his first of the game, and a very important one in this final quarter as Tassie have a handy lead as we approach the siren. It is 16.5 minutes. Tassie up by 13 points, so it's going to need 3 goals here for the Victoria.
So what we need is we got Peter Street in the ruck, who's been played a really good game today.
Yes.
Good on you, mate. Matthew Langmaid, ladies and gentlemen, maybe the one that seals it for Tassie.
McLean gets it down to Motlop, and Ackermanis gets the clearance. They are forward, but it's been chopped off there, and chopped off very well by Todd Struthers, who has been good in the back half of the ground. Ling kicks up the wing, and it's up to half forward, and we do have it through the last goal kicker in Langmaid. Langmaid kicks it to Russell Robinson. Maybe this is 10.
This is the swan song.
This is the 10 that could might snag in the medal over Fev.
I'll tell you what, give him 2 medals. Don't just strike 2, we go. Give them both a medal.
And the Lucas Peter medal will hear about that later on as Russell Robertson lines up. He goes across the face, so it's not going to be double figures for him just yet anyway. Ball goes over the line. Paul DiMartino sees that over there for the Vic All-Stars.
So we're going
17.5 minutes.
Yeah, we've got 2.5 minutes to go. Can the Vics get a couple of quick ones to try and make it interesting?
Must need the super goal like we have in the pre-season competition to make that work, but I don't know how these hamstrings would go trying to kick from outside 50 at the minute. Snap on goal there. Was that Robbo? I think it might have been.
Really?
And it's a point though. And we will see.
Let's hit a bell.
Nice short one, and it goes to Ange Christou. Ange Christou handballs that over the top to DiMartino. Ackermanis, and they're running this well out of the back line here, and they've gone to the forward line. This is the outside 51. Maybe they give this a 9-pointer for Vola.
Now he's 50 metres out.
If someone could kick it from here.
He's not a bad kick for everyone from 50.
What's he doing? Pretty good thighs. There's a fair bit of strength behind those. He goes the barrel. He goes the barrel. And it has finished off to the right. Unfortunately, he had the distance there.
Yeah, the
distance. It looked like he actually made that look good too. That was spinning beautifully.
Yeah, that point's important.
That point is important. We could have our golden goal time, our overtime, as Mark Colgrave has a mark on the half-back flank. He chips up the wing and he finds Ben Reynolds. Ben Reynolds for Tasmania. He goes just in front of the interchange bench to Nathan Brown, who handballs on quickly. Oh, a little bit of a juggle there for Trent Standen, and ball goes over the line in front of the Vic All-Stars interchange bench. I think we got the Bev throwing this one in. Think we do. Look at him. He will be up and about on Sunday night for his live stream as he got that one through. We'll be chopping up his highlights from his boundary umpiring tonight, I'm sure. It's been chopped off there, though, by Todd Struthers for the Tasmanian side as they switch the ball and switch it oh so well to move the ball very cleanly as they have. And Netta Lynch, Glenorchy, Premiership captain, TSLW this season, chips it up. And Christou can't take the defensive mark. Josh Holland spins around, snaps on goal. It's gone to the goal square, and the mark has been taken there, and very quickly. Robbie Devine spins around and snaps that.
And that's the ball game, Warnie.
He's done well.
There it is.
There's the siren. Relive the rivalry. Number 7, the Tasmanian side. Winners. We are very happy Tasmanians for the number 7 in the box here. Tasmania 22-11, 143. Victoria 19-10, 124. It's been a cracking contest. So.
It has. Muscle Dystrophy's the winner there, Warnie. It's been a great, and one of all the players and spectators that come along, and Jeff Sale on the boundary has done a wonderful job, but just that's what it's all about, getting together and having a bit of a fun game and raising funds for a great charity. And it's just to see two forwards on display, and you've got the goal kickers there, Warnie.
Do have the goal kickers. So for the victorious Tasmanian side, we have, I've got 8 goals for Russell Robertson, but he reckons it's 9, so we're going to call that 9 for him. We've got 2 goals for Josh Holland, Netta Lynch, Matthew Mansfield, and then singles to Ian Callanan, Nathan Brown, Matthew Langmaid, Brad Green, Paul Hudson, Josh Green, Robbie Devine, and Jason Ling. They did kick 22 goals between them. And for the Victorian All-Stars, it was all about the Fev, and he was very good. He kicked 11 goals. Then we have Jason Ackermanis with 2, Ricky Nixon with 2 before being injured, Justin Metcalf 1, as well as Steve O'Donnell, Paul DiMartino, and Darryl White all kick singles there. A fantastic contest, and we've enjoyed every minute here from the box. Big thank you to the major sponsors. They have made this happen. Tasmanian Eye Institute and Origin, and all of the partners all the way through that we've been mentioning throughout the call. They have helped make this a reality. Plenty of money raised for Muscular Dystrophy Tasmania. Well done to James Wiggins, he's done a magnificent job. And Stoney, have you enjoyed yourself here this evening?
I've had a ball. I love coming to Tasmania. I love coming to the North Hobart Oval. The best ground in Australia. Have a look at the amphitheatre. There's the supporters, the spectators that come on this ground. Watch a great spectacle of football. Had a ball, and I'm sure that the people that we go done a wonderful job with all these supporters to put it together. Mickey Peters, Lucas Peters, who obviously suffers from muscle dystrophy. It's just it's a great concept, a great awareness of what the disease is, because it is a disease, and you know, it's good to see all the players out there now and the spectators getting together, shaking each other's hands. And I'm sure the stories, Warnie,
that will be shared
tonight. We'll go back and just listen to some of the boys this afternoon. They just love what they do, and they love playing this great game of Australian rules football.
Great opportunity for a lot of old mates and new mates to be getting together here when we have these sorts of matches. And who's your tip then for the Lucas Peters Medal, our player of the match? Do you think it's...
I'd have to, like Fev was, yeah, I'd strike 2 medals. I'd give one to Fev and one to Russell, because they were the stars of the show. They were the ones that really, early on, Fev was in dynamic form. Russell played well right through the game, but it's going to be hard. They'll probably give it to Robbo, but Fev could have won it, no doubt.
It's been a fantastic game, and we've seen the Tasmanian side victorious here at North Hobart Oval in Relive the Rivalry number 7. Make sure you check out the Facebook page, check out the website, have a look at who the sponsors are of this, and support those that support us here for this event. And we hope to see you here next year supporting this. Relive the Rivalry number 7.
I wonder if they're going to make a...
We'll see if we'll get the presentation. If there is a presentation.
It might be done upstairs, actually.
Could be done after the game. Anyway, we might call that quits then, Stoney. It's been a pleasure being in the box here with you, my friend.
Yeah, pleasure, Warnie. Great to meet you. And tell us people about your podcast, or your fantasy football.
You can jump on if you're into your AFL fantasy, or even if you're not, you should be. So jump on to afl.com.au and you can click on the fantasy tab at the top, or you can follow me on Twitter at WarnieDT, and you'll be able to find out all about fantasy footy, which I'm already getting keen for next year. I know the grand final was actually less than 7 days ago, and we'll be gearing up for what will be a huge 2019, and looking forward to trying to work out who will be some of the best fantasy players of the year. I think Tom Mitchell, after his great year this year, he will be once again, he's a ball magnet, and he's a must-have. You captain every week for double points.
Who was runners-up in fantasy footy this year?
The player who was the next best player, I think actually might have been Jack McRae. Might have been the second highest, because he's a bit of a ball magnet. So it's all about, in the fantasy game, it's all about the players that will rack up the touches. Brody Grundy was very high as well. He had a great season too. He was did a bit of a function with him during the season, and he's a great guy. And I think he doesn't know much about fantasy, but his roommate Tim Broomhead loves fantasy footy, and he actually gives him a few little hot tips, and I think that's probably helped him this year to improve his fantasy game, which us fantasy coaches have been pretty happy about as well.
Warnie, absolute pleasure.
Thanks, Tony, and well done to Wiggo and all the crew behind Relive the Rivalry. This is event number 7, and it has been a cracker here at North Hobart Oval. Thanks for tuning into the live stream, and follow Relive the Rivalry on Facebook to find out more. We'll see you later.